And starting live. How is everyone? How you doing tonight? Alright, I know it takes just a minute to pop up on the live, so there we go. Making a video of the Herkimer trip with Greg and Tyler? Yes, Travis, it is going to be at least a 2-part video, probably in 3 parts. I've got a fair amount of footage from Herkimer and then a lot of footage of cleaning them up at home, so I've got plenty of videos to come. I know so do Tyler and Greg. None of us kind of coordinated it to talk about what day they're coming out or anything. Oop, let me check my sound. Okay, cool. Sound good? Forgot to make sure my microphone thing wasn't on. Okay. So, let me spin this around, show you. Been sitting here cleaning some more of the nice druzies. Some nice clusters there. This one's a big fragment of a Herkimer. It's got growth contact marks there. So you can see a flat face there. And then this is where it grew in some calcite. So it grew up against a face of calcite here. And right there. And all through here. It would have been a pretty big Herkimer. It would have been a nice chunk if it wasn't encased in a bunch of calcite. Got a little point there. This one needs some more cleaning. That's actually on my pile of stuff to clean. But let's see, who do we got here? Hello, Cynthia. Let me make sure I'm on live chat. Hello, Mom. Hey there, Loki, Al, Soul, Jackie, Gems. And let's see, let me scroll up. Travis. Hello, answered his question. Boot, how you doing? So we got Ken here. Cool. And hello, Cynthia, if I didn't say that. So here's a handful of the druzies I've been cleaning up. Like a nice little spiky hedgehog. These ones are all from Herkimer. Hey there, squirrel. This one's pretty nice. Good little specimen piece. That one crystal there, and then the nice druzy. Kind of similar to like the one Travis got. Or I had a couple others. And I've got a few I still have to clean that are nice little specimens like that. This is one of my favorites. Let's see if I can get a better focus here. Sometimes if we flip the camera and back, ooh, you guys see. Nope, okay. Sometimes it helps. Oh. Sorry, I gotta scoop my tray of crystals over. Okay. What color crystals? Well, okay, so the thing is the crystals themselves are either clear or yellow from the iron oxide staining, or they can be smoky. So really the crystals themselves are only clear or smoky. I guess sometimes milky, but that's just not clear, that's opaque. And then the color comes from the matrix behind it. So depending on the matrix layer underneath it, and if it's really smoky quartz, or if it goes straight to a dark limestone, or if it has a nice white quartz under it, will change the appearance of the druzy. So for example, here we go. Those are both clear crystals, but because of the stone and quartz color under it, one looks like a clear white druzy and one looks like a dark druzy. So we'll get numbers and prices on all these pretty soon. This one's a nice golden healer chunk, but I wanted to show you all a handful. Claim that. I just showed so many, I don't even know which one you mean. This one is one of the only ones that's not going to be for sale tonight. It looks like a cluster similar to what I found in Utah and is going to go in my little collection, and has like 50 little herks on it right here. Look at this. It's a little cluster, and those aren't just points. Those are all little double terminated crystals. Let's see if I can... And I might have to get a magnifying glass out on this one. Let's see what I can do here. And that kind of helps. That actually gives us a better view. So you can see right in the center there that long double terminated crystal, and how a bunch of those are just rainbow filled double terminated crystals. I'm gonna have a YouTube short up on this one tomorrow. I'm just trying to pick a good song for it. But that one's got a lot of nice little crystals on it. If YouTube would let me show you the macro, you'd see a little better definition right now and be able to pick out more of the individual points in that cluster right there. If I go really slow, I guess you can see them glitter and glint. Anyway, let me look back at chat here. Jackie's a spy. Ah, nice, Loki. I will look forward to seeing your unboxing video. And a bunch of you have already seen this. Let me show you that. If you haven't seen this, I put out a little short video. This will be one of the auction items. This is a nice little jar, almost, pardon me. Almost all of these are nice, perfect little gemmies. There's a couple in there that I threw in just for some slight variation. Like, where is it? There's one in there that's kind of white. This one? No. So one of them, as you turn, it's kind of got a slight frosting in the middle. It's hard to tell when I'm looking through my camera. Either way, this is a super pretty little jar. I think it is that one. Yeah, full of rainbow. Let me try and get a better focus here. Yes, they are gorgeous babies. Hello, Angie. And then this was the other one I just finished. I glued this back together. I have not got the other pieces on it. All of those little ones and that other big one somehow fit on this puzzle. But I'm not entirely sure, because the only other spot that actually has... So there's one that connects there. And I have to figure out which one. But you can see right there, or that actually attached to some calcite. Look at how cubic that is. That might have been some of the calcite. Right here, it looks broken, but if I get you some proper light angles, you'll see flat faces and how this is actually like a Herkimer poking out of another Herkimer. So that's a little baby one. Like, there's a big flat girdle, and then there's a point right above it. See the triangular point right there? So that's a little Herkimer poking out of the side of that Herkimer. And then it's just got, unfortunately, a crack right there where it got hit with the chisel or hammer or something. Did take a bit of damage there. I think that was there when we got there. Like, I think when I got there, this was poking out of the wall. And I had Tyler hold the light for me because it was getting really dark. And it was on our last day there, our last night there. And it was getting really dark, but that was poking out of the wall. And so yeah, he's holding the light for me, and it was encased in a bunch of calcite. And as I got the calcite removed, this one like just popped out of the wall. So I was like, well, let's remove some more calcite. And as I started to chip away calcite, boom, 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 a handful more just popped out of the pocket. I did not clear the entire pocket because it was getting dark, it was getting late, and we were all kind of done, but that was pretty nice. That end one is super, actually both those are super water clear. Okay, so showing those off for a minute. Let me go back and see everything I just missed in chat and show a couple more while I scroll through chat. This was a big smoky one. full of rainbows and timekeepers. So for those who don't know, the timekeepers are the etched pattern on there. Oh, not those. Those are kind of bubbly. This side. Let's flip it over. There. See the kind of triangular or almost pyramids poking out of the face there? It looks like a triangular etching pattern. Those are what they call record keepers or timekeepers. They're pretty cool. That one's got a nice rainbow. Whew. Okay. Still 92 in Indiana? Whew. Nasty. No thanks. We had a nice day. It was like mid-70s all day. Let me scroll back up here. We're moving soon. This is going to be one of my very last sales. We'll try and do a couple more. Possibly do a live tomorrow. If anyone would like big chunks of Druzy like this, of course shipping jumps up just a little bit. Go from like the $8 to the $12 range for shipping when you get the big rocks. But oh, sorry, hold on. I don't want to get a copyright. I gotta mute this because there's someone outside blasting music. Okay, sorry about that. So I had to run away really quick and close my windows to not get a copyright violation. I know you guys couldn't hear it, but it was getting louder, and one of my neighbors turned on music and was cranking it up, and I ran to close my windows, and they started cranking it up really loud. And they're like across the way in the laundry room, just blasting music. Yeah, anyway, I just didn't want to risk having them throw a little copyright on my video. Because then what it'll do is it'll force the ads on the video no matter what. And if I choose not to put ads on here, they'll put them on anyway. Speaking of which, I have no idea if it's currently trying to show us ads. If anyone gets an ad, let me know. And I can go maybe try and adjust that real quick. That's why I love my really far away neighbors, right? So, I know a handful of people were interested in some little gemmies, but what we've got is definitely a lot more than the last 3 times I had gone out. This is my 4th trip to Herkimer and was my most productive. This one I got the most nice little gemmy hercs. And the thing with the hercs is they are, you want to grade them based on a few things. And I'm not a gemologist, so I'm not giving you a certified rating. But I will let you know if there's chips. This one's got small chips, so it's whether or not it's water clear, that's not a AAA gem because it's got growth marks and chips. But it's still a nice one. Still a little pretty water clear one. This one's got a nice inclusion. But the prices will vary, was my point, with each one based on clarity, how perfect it is, whether or not it has inclusions. We will see as the night goes on whether or not I decide to sell any of the ones that have UV reaction. In fact, I want to check this one. Oh, that's got something in it. Hold on. I'm checking a few of them here really quick. So that one's got something. That's the 4th one then. It looks like there's a little bubble around that dark inclusion. It's a light, maybe slightly reactive bubble. Huh. That's an interesting inclusion. Anyway, let's throw those lights back on. But little ones like that, if they're perfect and around that size, they're gonna be around like $5. We'll show you in all of our videos that Tyler and myself and Greg did when we were at Herkimer. We go to their little shops and we show you their pricing for what they're doing for all the little jemmies. This one's mostly broken tips. There's definitely a few nice ones in here that are not broken. So, anywho, wanted to show y'all some Herkimers, hang out for a minute, get chatting, and we'll get started. That's not cleaned yet. Maybe we'll clean some too. Got a little chip there, or a growth line. Can't tell. Oh, it looks like a growth mark. Maybe where it grew against another crystal. Yeah, that one could use a little washing. Dirty little thing. And then anyone on the Discord, I've shown this a handful of times, but this was from one of the pockets I opened up. And it's just full of little gemmies, like the tiniest little gems. Like, look at how small some of those are. Grab the magnifying glass again. Oh, gotta find that focal point. Yeah, there's some itty bitty little gems in there. I want to get some of those really tiny ones right there under a microscope and see just how perfect some of those are. I thought that'd be kind of fun. And yes, they're in a juice box straw wrapper that I got from Greg while we were out on our trip. He had some juice boxes he shared. Oh, and since I brought it up a moment ago, here's the other 3 UV ones. And I will show you them really quick, and then we'll show you in the UV. This one has what I'm pretty sure is just a whole bunch of tiny microfractures that allowed bacteria inside. And the bacteria in the microfractures glows orange inside the crystal when the UV is on. So it's got rainbows in the normal light and then glows orange in the UV due to what I believe is bacteria in those cracks there. But it goes all the way to the center of it. And then this one just has a small light reaction, which I think is mostly off the cracks, but it's not orange. It's a light, if I remember, kind of a white reaction. But then this one is the one I was really excited about while I was trying to show and look at like the different marks. I thought I saw like a little kind of heart right there. I found a lot of hearts that day. This one's not quite a perfect heart, but when you all see the video come out, you'll see I found like, I think 5 or 6 hearts in the shapes and the crystals there and in the druzy. Big old pockets that were open that had like a heart shape to them. But anyway, while I was sitting there looking at the shapes in this one and playing with it, I noticed that these little black flecks in here were actually moving around and that this was some sort of hollow bubble in there. It's not a fluid. I checked a lot and I used my lens, but watch right there, that speck right above my finger, and those ones there, but mostly that one. It'll drop down when I tap it. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, that one dropped down, but that one didn't. There it goes. There it went further. It'll go all the way down to here, So there's a bunch down there. This whole little area is like kind of some sort of cavity in the rock. There's a whole bunch of that stuff moving around in there. It's a weird one. Also, with an interesting growth contact point right here, it grew into another crystal. You can see the lines on the tip there. It grew into contact with another quartz crystal right there. Okay. Wait, what? Dip your crystals in bacteria. I missed that. All right, so this one has right up there. See that floating, glowing inclusion? No idea what it is. Looks like nothing under the hand lens exciting. But it's in there and it glows. Oh, and something back in there I missed. Going with more bacteria on that one with that color. And given that it's in a crack. Alright, and then this one. Check that out. Oh, trust me, anything on these crystals, I already ingested. I always say don't lick rocks, and I tell y'all don't lick rocks and stuff, but we were out there for 3 days and didn't have the best hand washing methods. I for sure ate a little bit of everything. All right, let's get going. Lots of them were clean. I mean, like most of these, they came out of the ground like this. A lot of what I've done was I spent time cleaning the druzy ones. Like these rocks were all just caked in mud. But really nice ones I wanted to clean. And then I went through some dirt I brought home, sifting through it, pulling out all these ones, which got a handful of nice ones in here too. Still dirty a bit. That one's got a little cluster on it. Oh, this one will be really cool in the macro. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, it's hard to tell down there, but there's down at the bottom, there's that contact zone that's got some dolomite and dirt in it. But looking down through the crystal, it kind of makes a cool, trippy look to it. Okay, so what do y'all want? I'm pretty sure people want some Herkimers, but should I start throwing some prices on some tiny druzy? Some of the little tiny ones, little clusters here, or would y'all like to just start seeing some of the big ones? I've got a whole lot of big ones I've been cleaning. They can still use more cleaning. A lot of these bigger ones, you could break them open, look for more pockets. You might even find a big old Herkimer right inside there. If you haven't seen my videos or other people's videos, that's how these work. It might look like a solid rock here, but as you break into it, there might just be, boom, a whole pocket like this open up and be a big old diamond in there. Oh, little one hiding in there. Oh, there's a couple. There's definitely a little pocket in there. Little tiny hidden pocket there. Someone tag Jeff. Have I not seen Jeff? You here, Jeff? You lurking? That's all dolomite, Druzy. Oh, I've been cracking plenty boot, but I've got to save some for the people who want to buy some to crack. I've got a bucket and some bins to the side here with lots of the big Druzy like this. This one's nice and smoky. Got a couple points on there. Calcite chunk there. This one's a good specimen. More Druzy there. It's got a good crack right there. Some good Druzy lines. Yeah, it's got some good signs. I'd break that one open and see what else is hiding in there too. But try and leave all that up there. Oh, was that a 2-inch? Hold on, my chat moved away. Loading slow. A 2-inch herc. Oh, I wish I found more than fragments of 2-inch hercs. You're looking at my biggest complete hercs here, like these kinds, and then I found a few fragments. But unlike some other lucky people, I did not find very large complete hercs. This would have been a nice one if it wasn't broken. But I do have a lot of the Arkansas quartz for those who don't want the hercs. This one's actually a personal one, not for sale, but I'll show you my biggest ones are like, oh, this was the other UV one with the weird anhydro pocket, but that would be the biggest. That's not complete or perfect either. This one here, oh man, this one's nice. That's the one with the little baby inside of it. That's one of my personal ones, super water clear. It's no. They don't do blasting, no. So the mine is really big, and you'll see in the video there's different areas of the mine, but it's all luck. You don't know where the big crystals are. You might go right where someone just found multiple large crystals. We went and met a guy who pulled out multiple large, like big ones, multiple. He was there for 10 days and he found, I think he said over 12 that large, and he showed us a bunch of them in his camp. And then when he was leaving, he directed us, he showed me right where he found all the last of them. He's like, right here, I was digging in all this area, and we checked there. A couple other people dug there for 2 days and found nothing at all. So it's a gamble, it's a luck of the draw. The mine is over a mile long, and on the second day, we walked all the way to the end and went a full mile back. Like, it was actually, I need to map it and go see, because from the entrance of the mine all the way back, I don't remember. I feel like the guy said it was a mile. But it is long. It was a very, very long walk. And then we had to lug everything and all the rocks back at the end of the night too. It was a lot. But it's just a gamble. You walk all around everywhere randomly, and most of what we're finding is these, and that's why I've got tons of these little ones. This is all I kept getting lucky with and mostly finding. Lots of itty bitty ones. Yeah, all a luck factor. Let me see, back here I've got Again, big broken ones. Yeah, those are full-size Hercs, right? Just not a big one. Just not a big Herc. They're all Herkimer. No, I'm not saying these aren't a Herkimer. Just not a big Herkimer. Yeah, some of the small ones make really nice little earrings and stuff. This one, I remember pulling this one out of the rock. It was in contact with the rock here and here. So it's kind of just shining out of the rock like that. And I could tell it wasn't going to be perfect because, you know, it grew into the rock. So it never got to be a complete crystal, but this is everything there was. I just chipped away the rock on this one to free it. Pardon me. I feel like I got a hair tickling my throat. Got a bit of a rainbow in that one. This one's kind of just a big hunka chunka, messy, not much. A lot of growth lines, so that's where it grew against another crystal. It would be like that. So that's why you can see the shape of those lines there. They'd just be like another big old crystal of grown into it right there, like boop. They call them keyholes, I think. If it's the marks on this piece that would go into it, it's like a key in a keyhole. I've heard people say that, or key in a lock. So yeah, sorry, no big ones, but we'll do a little auction for, I think, the jar and the little cluster that I restored. As I mentioned, these ones fell apart and I glued them back together. They had ones like this, little ones like this in the mine. In their shop or on the auctions would range, but anywhere around like 150. I was a bit shocked. Herkimers are much, much more than the Arkansas quartz. There are people who sell little jars like this, but those also range from like 50 to 100. This one's got some very nice water clear jimmies. So other than Angie wanting a big Herc, which I don't have, any other requests? Someone earlier had mentioned they wanted Druzy and said claim, but I don't know which one I was even showing. But if you'd like, I can start giving you some prices. The Druzys are cheaper. If they don't have like this one with the Herkimer specimen on it, like a nice big crystal point, and it's just the Druzy, they'll be a bit cheaper. Super clear is cheap, smoky, all that whatnot. The yellow, the golden healers are a little bit more, and then the ones with actual Herkimer specimens on it are the most as far as the Druzys. The yellow ones, yeah, I've got two right here, but I've definitely got a handful off to the side too. I picked up as many yellow clusters as I could find this time. Last time I cleaned them all off with iron out and learned how dumb I was because lots of people want the yellow. And I cleaned them all in iron out. Oh, the baby Hercs in the tray. Oh. Yeah, there was... Boop. That one's tinted yellow. Oh, that one's nice little baby yellow. Boop. That one's pretty yellow. Oh, that one's got a growth line on it too. Key marks. That's where it grew into a cluster. That's a pretty color. Oh, that one. Oh, you want that one specifically. I thought you were just wanting to see the yellow ones. Oh, that one's got a little floaty inclusion. That's cool. Oh, let me go grab my scale. Yep, for sure, gems. Let me go grab my scale and we'll start throwing some prices on them, but need my weights. Oh yeah, sorry, I got distracted. So a lot of the little druzies are just a few dollars. Like the little druzies, I started to tell you and then got distracted. The little druzies are just like, I might do a couple for $1 or certain ones for $1. Some of the nicer ones for $5. The ones with Herkimer, like this one, I don't know, might be debated doing an auction or taking an offer on that one. Unfortunately, this other one on this side broke, but that's still easily a $10 to $15 piece, if not more. Be like 20, 25 in the shops. Up in Herkimer, they charge quite a bit for them, even right at the mine where they all come from. They are not cheap. Okay. But most of what I brought home was the clusters, knowing that that's what people would be able to afford and what was easier to find. I grabbed all the little diamonds I could find, all these little guys that I could actually pick up, but I got a bucket full of this stuff, like, hold on. Real quick. Grab the scale out, but whoop. We got somewhere I was cleaning there. There's still mud on my boots, but I wanted to check the mud on my boots for Herkimers. I thought it might be a funny video. What if I scrape those out and find Herkimers? Because when we left the mine, I took my boots off and then put other different shoes on. So that's like mud from the mine. Anyway, we've got big ones here that have lots of Herkimers in there. This is the one, tons of gems came out of that pocket. The little jar full of gems, that's where lots of those came from. And this rock is still full of pockets and pockets. And ooh, look at that. That's got really nice gems in there. Huge pocket of them. There's more there. There's some there. Got this bucket, the bunch in there. There's a bunch down in the box. Yeah. Lots of Herkimer druzy, and lots of them have the actual Herkimers in there. So, anywho, let's weigh this little guy here. I'm gonna guess 0.6. Ah, 0.87, okay. Not very close. All right, let me plug this back in. Oh no. Oh, 0.8, yeah, 0.87 grams. Yeah, let's see, gems. I've got I thought about, it's funny, hear me out as I say this. I thought about for just a moment, oops, intentionally putting them in rust and turning them slightly yellow, and I'm like, no, that's as bad as the people who aura coat and treat crystals and all that stuff, and I hate that. Sorry, I gotta go. Oopsies. I just bumped my tray and spilled a couple. Just a few fell out. I heard one hit the floor, though. I gotta grab my calculator real quick, Angie. So that's like $4. Huh? I launched a couple all over. All right, Mom, love you. I'm sorry, I am super bad with the chat. All right, meow. As always. So gems. That one's really nice, but has a couple little flaws. That little baby. Hold on, let's grab. Tweezers. Inspect this one. That one's looking pretty nice. I'm gonna still look at it through my hand lens. Yeah, they're like, on average, around, oh, it really just depends. If they're really chipped up, they're on the lesser end. If they're really nice and clear, on the nicer end. But on average, they're around $5 a gram. But the really nice hooks, you know, that can be more like $10 a gram, or the really bad ones can be like $2 a gram. But we'll just, on average, it's around ish $5 a gram. I think actually at the shop for the whole little bunch of the ones like this, it was like $6 a gram for random bits, pieces, chips. They weren't all perfect. Lots of broken ones like that. It's like $6 a gram for tiny ones, and the price shoots up once they get big and clear. Anywho, okay, so you got it, Jim. Sorry, I did see your comment. I was just playing with them and showing them on the camera. Let me grab a little baggie for gems. Would like a handful of these. And Soul wanted 10. Did you say? Hold on, I gotta go back up to where Soul had claimed cluster, and I gotta actually remember that one. Was it Soul? That was my bad. Hold on. I forgot but didn't forget. I'm sorry. Okay, let me get that one. Let me get that one. And let me make some little bins for you. Bin. Okay, Soul would like some 2 of the clusters. Let me just go back up really quick because there's also a few more. Okay, so Angie wanted some little clear ones as well. And then after that was, oh, my chat froze. What's going on? There we go. Okay. Just spray paint them green, Travis had said. Oh man, I missed that. I'm glad I went back up. Take 1 or 5 also for Jenny J. Yeah, Jenny, is that of the little clear ones? Do you want more perfect ones? These are the ones that are going to be a little bit more. Do you want semi-perfect ones that are going to be a little more flawed? But little tiny ones like this, I'm pretty zoomed in, it's hard, kind of hard to see. Hi, Sonia. You didn't miss much. Mostly I was just gabbing away for a while. And now I'm going to start pulling out a bunch of little Herkmers. And how about we actually start pricing a bunch? If they're really close to like perfect, it's more like $10 a gram, like I was saying, like the perfects. And then more chipped and stuff. If there's not a lot going on, but there's just a couple little chips or imperfections, they drop a bit, quickly down to like 5 a gram. And then if they're just really messed up and like, let's say you want the bits and pieces like this, it's like that one, the whole end is missing. That's actually growth zone that's not broken and missing, but you can see it would have come to a point there and it's not an actual Herkimer because of that. Those ones, that kind of stuff's gonna be like a couple dollars a gram if they're still nice and clear. If they're really ugly and not clear, which I didn't keep any of those, they'd be like $1 a gram. So even at their worst, they're still a bit more than like the any other quartzes like the Arkansas quartz and stuff. Which those I do anywhere from 25 cents a gram to $1.25 a gram for the Arkansas. This one's got some little babies on it. Hold on, I gotta go back up in the chat. Okay, so Thomas also wants 3. And Soul, okay, hold on, I gotta go back up. Okay, so Jenny had said 5 or so first, and then I'm gonna get the clusters really quick for Soul. I just was trying to go back up in the chat. Jenny, were you saying these 2 that I was holding? Maybe 1 larger, 1 in the plastic cup, and then 5 others? Okay. And then I'll go back up. And it's got tiny rainbows. Saw a little flicker of, not even rainbow as much as, was that just like only purple, blue? Oh, no, there's some rainbow. Okay, so that one's gonna go in Jenny's. That's from the cup. And then grab a couple from this tray, and then clusters. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is Soul, really quick. You tell me. I'm gonna line up the clusters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 baby clusters. 12, was that? I don't know. 13, maybe? 14, possibly? Soul was the one who wanted the clusters. Okay. Did I say Sonia? I thought I said Soul. That's why I was saying pick out those ones there. Or from those ones. Or you wanted just the $5 ones. I said, I think, for example, that would be $5. If that's one you're talking about that I was holding. Which actually, that's probably a good deal. They're little ones like this. I want to say we're like, they only had a couple clusters. And let me show you one that I've got. So this one is a stromatolite. It's a crystals on a stromatolite growth. This one's a little different than a lot of the other druzy clusters. And they had one in the shop, just like this, without yellow healers. It had a few yellow, but it was like mostly clear quartz. And they were asking $90 for it. And I showed him this one, and he said easily same, 90 to 100. And I was like, that's insane. It's a stromatolite. So it's a stromatolite fossil that has a druzy cave in it. So not just the normal limestone and stuff that's up there, but a little stromatolite bit. Anyway, that one is for sale, but I was thinking we might do a auction on it. So let's see. Soul said 1, 3, and 10. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, is that right? Let's see. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is a cute little one. Oh, I love this one. I only found a couple of these little hedgehogs, is what I call them. Look at it. Isn't that the cutest little hedgehog? I love it. Like a spiky turtle shell. Oh my gosh, if you don't turn this into a little turtle, you better. Turtle or a hedgehog. And then this one that's got its nice yellow. Okay, perfect. I'll put that with this other cluster for you. That one there. So yeah, those would be like 5 each. And then, I don't know, like $1 or so for this little guy. Even though it's super cute. Let me grab another bin for Soul. Or do you have a drawer, actually? I can do a drawer for Soul. Nope, I have a drawer for Sonia. Sonia's got 2 little clusters currently. As a quick reminder, Sonia, these are the ones you claimed previously. I did these 2 together for you for $10. This one's got a couple nice little points on it. So, a little reminder there for you, Sonia. You had those ones from before coming your way. I love that sparkle. Look at that. Okay. And then Jenny said, yeah, no. Yes, Jenny wants to. The twin to Soul's number 1. The twin to Soul's number 1. There's not a twin. Oh, do you mean the one that was next to it? Do you mean number 2? Jenny wants number 2. This is the one that had the little point on it. I said I would do this one for 10. A lot of the little clusters would be like $5 or less for small clusters, unless they got some nice hercs on them. Okay, give me 2 seconds. So she wants that one, but let me get my pen and my sticky notes. Oh, where's that pen I like? There's the pen I like. Okay. And number 7, yeah, it was 4, 5, 6, 7. I was gonna go grab my whiteboard. Okay, I gotta go back up too, because I think someone else also wanted something. Or do me a favor, if anyone else had mentioned something that I may have missed, go ahead and re-mention it right now while I'm actually watching chat. Angie had said take hers up to $6. I did see that. I've got little ones picked out for Soul. Yes, I did see that you said to take it up to 6 because I told you 4 for the one piece, so you wanted like what, $2 of little tiny babies? Is that what you were saying, Angie? At least that's how I had understood it. And big one from the perfect cup and 2 whole ones from container. So the little perfect cup thing's got, oh no, okay. Oh, you were saying just make it $6 for that. I see. So for the little perfect-ish ones, you want that one. I need to also, oh, Thomas Leha, that's who it was. Thomas Leha wanted something. I gotta go back to his. He was dealing with the kiddos, and he wanted to get something. That one is exquisite. And that's, whew. Still got fingerprints on it, man. If I was wearing gloves, it would be even better. All right, Thomas, let me see what other ones I got for you. So this one is, oh, I still didn't go grab my calculator. Dang it. Hold on, I'll use my watch. Facet that one. No, you wouldn't facet that. That thing's so perfect. So that little one would be like $10. Well, we can do like $8. I know they would definitely do more at the shop. That's like a $10 to $15 one at the mine. I'm just trying to also be generous with my pricing. Okay, let's see. And Angie had this yellow one. Put this in this cup with hers. Sorry, I'm still writing little sticky notes for all your names real quick, and then we'll catch up on new sales. Maybe do a little auction. Would anyone like, just while I'm thinking about it though, if anyone would like any other goodies that aren't the Herkimers, I do have the Arkansas quartz. I've got a few things from Gene left. We've got a handful of slabs, a few spheres left, a lot of big rough from the blanket jasper, as well as some of the root beer, calcite, and a couple other goodies. So, if anyone wants those, can always bring it up, mention it. Ow. Okay, so let's see. Grabbing a couple for Thomas. I'm looking around. Unfortunately, I was not as lucky as many other people there, and aside from this cluster, those are about my biggest ones. So Thomas, the question is, if you're still hanging out here, is it more about size or perfection for what you want? These ones here are more perfect. And these have a couple little flaws, but are slightly bigger. This one's got some babies growing out of it. Otherwise, this one's really nice. And is the biggest. It's just got some babies right there popping out of it. Okay. Trying to see here. Looks like a lot of those are slightly internal cracks, but there's a couple like that one is a surface. Al wants the big one? Okay. Al would like that one. Two more really nice ones. Okay, I need to look without the light for a sec, or without the camera. Oh, it's so much easier to see. There we go. Okay. The light does, or the camera lens does me no favors, really. Okay, let me set those down for a sec, and Al wants this one. There's Wild Heart. I was wondering where Jeff is, too. No, there's still some good ones. Got these little guys here. There also was never a ton to begin with. Those guys came off this cluster, but honestly, I was going a little nuts with some of those small ones and the pricing. Let's see. Let me see how much is left in this guy. So what if we did some auctions? There he is. There's Jeff. Okay. I need to like tag everyone. I put it in the Discord. I told everyone earlier I'd be live between 7 and 8. Yeah, I'd mentioned the last couple nights that I'd be live tonight. And then I put earlier in the Discord that it'd be between 7 and 8 tonight. That's a really nice little one. Okay, I've just got to pick out a couple more from here really quick for a request. And then write down a couple more things here. And then we should maybe do some auctions. Sorry, Jenny. Thank you for dropping by. I will chat with you tomorrow. Please let me know if there's like, I'll have lots of Druzy left for sure. So, hold on one sec, let me go back up. Yes, Wild, I can pick a few out for you. So what I was gonna do is maybe auction off all these little guys. Auction off that little tray. I've still got this little jar. We're gonna auction off the jar of little gemmies. Well, Jenny, I've got the ones that you did claim. I've got a handful picked out here for you, so I will show you. I'll send you a text on Discord later and show you the little goodies I've got picked out for you here. And hope you have a good recovery. Go rest. Take it easy. Okay, sorry. Back on track. Forgot what I was saying. So we're gonna auction off this little tray. These are still ones that I'm going to pull out and show y'all and can price out. So, Wild Heart, if you'd like a few nice little perfect ones, I've got a few of these for you. You were not too late to get some. Hey, Rich, how you doing? And then, yeah, the little jar to auction off, and then this little guy. I popped it in a little clay thing, or not clay, sticky tack, to make it stand up for a picture and a video. Hey, Greg. Yeah, look at that little beaut. Put you back in the tripod here. Okay. So yeah, that one's awesome. And Greg was there for it. Alright, so these ones I didn't forget about, except I did, but I didn't. We've got to write stuff down now. Alright, that was... Wait, was that Jenny? Was that Jenny that got these ones? Help me out for a sec. The $10 one with the Herc and then that one? It was, right? I know she had to leave and I set those down. Yeah, okay, that's going in her box. Cool. I set them down and got distracted right there, but they were 100% hers. Alright, and then we needed to write down... Who else here? There's Angie. Gems. Gems had little yellow ones. That's what I didn't write down. Okay. And honestly, I went a little crazy. For the ones I just gave a lot of you guys, I went a little bit cheap with the nice perfect ones. Because in the shops, the little tiny ones like that, I think were about $5 a piece. Bigger like that might have been a little more. But I think, let's see, per gram, what would that even come out to? Oops. One of them rolled away, no. So it's 1.6 grams. And they had them like this, were like, I think $5 each. And if you bought, I think they did 5 for 20. Like $5 each or 5 for 20. Huh. Could auction that off. Start at $5. Hope it makes it to 20. Those are some nice little perfect ones. That's the one with the inclusion too. Yeah, that could be fun. Do some cheap auctions. Start stuff at like $5. Yes, Sonia, I got you. No problem. Oh wait, Sonia, wait. 2 pieces of druzy or Herkimers? Because I think most of the rest of the Herkimers are mostly going to go to auction. Except I think I'll maybe pull little ones out from this tray to let people purchase some of those. And then sell off the rest of the imperfects and the chips. Like all these up here. But both? Okay. Not gonna lie, I thought people would mostly want the druzies. Just because last time everyone seemed to want the druzies more. Okay, yeah, I'll pick out a couple. I've got endless druzy, but I'll pick out a few Herks here for you, Sonia, to make sure you get some. And Wild Heart. Hey, how you doing, Vicky? I'm assuming that's Vicky because Jeff's on his account. Angie, I was saying I think I might auction off that little bunch of them. Do it as a little lot, those little 5. But really quick, I did want to give Wild Heart and Jeff and anyone who has not gotten any little gemmies a chance to get some little gems. If they would like a couple of the little gemmies, just so everyone gets some. Everyone gets a little love, gets some Herkimer gems. Because I don't have a lot of them. I'd like to make sure everyone gets a chance. Thomas says, I'll take about a 2-inch, maybe a bit larger piece of druzy. If you don't catch this, I'll email you too. No worries, Thomas, I got you. I have got lots of the druzy. We've got lots and lots of druzy. Like this. This one still needs a little bit of cleaning. That's a fun little bit of druzy there. Kind of grew up funky there. It's got a big V. But it kind of sits like this, so it's an L actually. If it sits flat like that, it's an L. So that's a nice little chunker there. A little bigger than the $5 ones. I don't know. You're a Patreon. If you want one like that, Thomas, I'll hook you up. Sold you with the L. Gotcha. Okay. So, Thomas Leha. Let me grab a bin for you. Because you wanted... Oops. Where did I just put the ones I picked out for you? Oh, I set them right here. Okay. And then the one for Al.
You've got to be kidding.
Oh, you're glitched out. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Whitney's playing a game. I was just watching. Alright, so this one was for Al. That little rainbow one. That sucks. Okay, this is Al. This one's Thomas Leha. Thomas. And then he wanted a couple of the little guys too. Alright, so let me go back up. I would like a small, perfect as possible one. Would like to put one in something like that keychain thing. Yeah. I would really wish to have gotten more of little perfect ones like this to fill up little jars, but unfortunately that was not an option. So let me pour some of these out really quick for you, Jeff and Wildheart. Then we'll move on to maybe a little auction or something. Really? You're not going to focus there? Okay, we're going to pull it back up. Whatever. Ooh, there's some tiny ones in there. All right. That might be a good one for you, Jeff. That's pretty near perfect, I think. That one's broken. All right, Wildheart, do you want... That one's got a little flaw there. Not that are super perfect. Hold on, let me look over here. Got... one that I was thinking of selling that has the UV inclusion here. I was debating doing this one for auction though. Yeah, I wish I got bigger ones for y'all this time. I just did not get very many. There's this one. Let's see. That one's got a little dirt on it, but that one might be... That one's okay. All right. Wait a minute. Let's see. Okay, there's Jeff's. I was like, where'd I set Jeff's? These ones might be some nice little other ones to put in the jars. There's a couple very nice perfect ones in here. Okay. Go ahead and... Yeah, I've definitely got a handful of little tiny ones here and there that keep popping up too. And just to keep in mind, I'm still breaking apart some rocks and keep finding lots of these little, not lots, but I keep finding little gemmy ones like this when I'm breaking up the rocks too. And for those who have only joined since I last showed it, I've got whole bunch of the rocks here, full of the little jemmies and druzy. Full of Herkimers. That one's got, look at that, big old chunkers of Herkimers in it. And a big cavity back there. Soul, it just depends. For these, on like each individual rock. This one is my pet project. This is the one where all those little jemmies came from, like for the jar. This is what filled the jar. So I'm gonna break it apart more and keep looking for more in there and try and make another jar. Unless someone wants to pay me like, I don't know that I'd, with how much kept coming out of there, I don't know that I'd let it go for like under 150 with those hercs right there too. And I know it's got more in it. But I've got all sorts of ones like this one. Like he's got a couple hercs on him. This one right here under my thumb too. That one's got 3 hercs poking out on it. We've got, ooh, I found this. Look at this. I totally forgot to show y'all. I'm not gonna say it. Who can tell what that is? Correct, Wild Heart. I found this. I think it came down from the glacial till. I found that at the Herkimer mine. They said they'd never seen any garnet there. But yeah, big ol' hunk of garnet and schist. Super cool. But it came down in one of the glacial till layers. Another lady in the glacial till found amethyst. It's straight up an amethyst point that looks like it came out of Brazil, but it came down from Canada. So I do have some more big broken hercs in here. I still haven't cleaned. There might be more little gems in this or down in the bottom of the bucket. Oh yeah, I forgot about, there's still a couple baggies. It's probably got some gems in the bottom. We found fossils out there. There's a herc right there. Down at the bottom of the bucket is some fossils. Bins and trays of ones I've been cleaning. There's a big old chunker. So yeah, while I might be running out of the little nice ones tonight for y'all, there's a pretty good chance there's gonna be more. So, they're not all gone. Not to mention, I know Tyler's definitely gonna have some to show y'all too. But, sorry, let me go back here. What did I win to have cheated on? Oh, I think she means the drawing because you won on the giveaway. Well, except you and Jim's being top Patreons both won. There was 2 prizes and it was just which one of you got the box. Wait, didn't Gems get the first box and you got the second box? So technically Gems won that one. All right. How y'all feeling for auction on this one? While I scroll back up in chat. The button's not working to drop back down instantly to the bottom of chat. Come on. There we go. Okay, so. I was going to attempt to figure out how to add the other rock onto it, but I spent some time. That's the only key mark right there. And I spent a fair little bit of time trying to attach it on to no avail. Where's it at? Right here. It's got that key mark right there. That does not match that. And then that broken bit there, which may have had the part that matched it. I'm not sure. And that right there is not broken. That's a nice little, another tiny Herkimer popping off of that one. It just looks weird on the camera. It's funny how different these things look on camera. Weird little details like that that just don't transfer without 3D images well. Anyhow. I showed the guy this cluster. He said restored like that, he'd easily sell it for like 150 in his auctions, which I thought was crazy. But we're gonna start it, I think, let's say $25. I'm gonna grab a timer though, so give me just a minute to go grab the timer. I got my little turntable out right now, but go get my timer. Hold it. Huh. I'm confuzzled. It was right here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I had to find my phone that I used as a timer. Okay. No, my timer's dead. Okay, are you serious? Apparently this phone was dead. Timer on my watch, setting it up. If you guys want, you can start bidding now. I did type it, so technically it's going, but set this for 5 minutes real quick so I can grab a drink. And I will be right back. I guess. Oh, it's gonna turn off because it's not on my wrist. Fine. It won't stay on if it's not on my wrist. All right. Wild Heart says 34. Mute this real quick, grab my drink, and be right back. Okay. Intermission, get to see me ramble about stuff. So, me, as far as my schedule, it's hectic. I'm working on my videos for Herkimer. Currently, I'm working on putting out my previous trip from before I went with Tyler and Greg. Got 2 minutes, 37 seconds. I was going to try and put out my video from before I went with Greg and Tyler because I thought it felt weird to put out the videos out of order, but then I'll probably be putting out my video at the same time they're putting theirs out when they went with me, which also feels weird. So, I don't know. I was like back and forth on it, on like, should I put out my video now of my solo trip or my trip with them? But I started editing my solo trip first. It's a lot more close to done. And then I was gonna do my trip with them in a 1 or 2 part, and then do a video with the reveal, all this stuff afterwards. Just showing a bunch of them off. Maybe some music. Oh yeah, Boot, you're way behind. We're auctioning off this little piece. We got 1 minute and 20 seconds. And I can't take my watch, it just keeps turning off. That's dumb. It looks like Wildheart might steal it unless someone's trying to snipe here. So Wild. Got a couple little jimmies for a few bucks here. Jeff got a little tiny jimmy. I'm gonna put these in a little baggie real quick. $35 seconds. 30. Oh, come on. Oh, psh, don't be like that. Thomas going to 60. Hey, that's what I was saying I was hoping it would go for. Yay. Wild at 61. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And end. Boop. I think we had Wild Heart there. Let's double check. Congrats, Wild. Knocked it down in the excitement. I just need you to know. Not only did I spend like an hour getting this out of the wall so delicately, it was the very end of my day and so satisfying as a wrap up to the end of our very last day there, and it will be the end of my last video, or the end of my hounding collection part with Tyler and Greg before we get to the reveals. So it'll be the very last one revealed in my videos, Wild. But let's go up here and see, just to double check, but I'm pretty sure Wild won that. It says Wild there, but let's refresh. Yep, congrats, Wild. That's 76. This is very close. That was Jem's lag check for the 20 seconds. Yeah, and you know what, Gems? What's crazy is, as I mentioned, I think they had little clusters like this. I think you'd be looking starting price around the 75, but like I said, upwards of $150 for a little cluster like this up in Herkimer at the shops. Now, if you go to some of the shops around me, this is going to be $500 because they don't know how to price crystals. And I'm sorry, but I love this, but this is not a $500 crystal. And if anyone had bid an insane amount, or if it went anywhere closer to 100 or over in auction, I'd have had to just add in other things because I couldn't. Well, thank you, Wild, and congrats. I'm gonna write this down for you and wrap it up right now before I do anything else. That little beauty. That one gets a special little bubble wrap treatment right away, so nothing can happen to it. I spent too much time on it. Because I also took quite a while today to put it together. I had to attempt to glue it multiple times. So, let's do 3 other little auctions here. 3 different levels. Not at once. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the little gems here. Again, this is about what they had, would be like $5 a piece or 5 for 20. So, we're just gonna start the auction at $5 for this one. Oh, my focus, man. It's because my flash was off. So, starting at $5 for this one. 5 nice little gemmies with a nice inclusion here. I would like to... That's Jeff's box down there. That's Jeff's box, and that's Jem's box that are their open boxes from the giveaway. Okay, so we're gonna start this one at $5. We're gonna do a shorter auction, like 3 minutes. But I never plugged in my timer, dang it. And by timer, I mean my old iPhone, many of you know. I don't want to deal with the watch again, so let me quickly borrow my partner's phone. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start at this one, $5 auction. Then we're gonna do this tray. This tray is, hold on, I have to weigh it again, I keep forgetting. I think it was 6.5 grams. Oh, whoops, my scale. I moved it so it's unbalanced. Hold on, let me rebalance my scale. Okay, now we're balanced. Scale balanced. Okay, 6 grams. I forgot I took one out. Can add other things, don't mind. You know I always add other things. So yeah, I'll do this timer here. 3 minutes. And we'll do some druzy ones after these. But for anyone who wants the little dish, $5, starting bid, go now. And that's for these little Jimmy pretty bitties here. And Soul is going to start us out at 5. And if everyone falls asleep, Soul might get it for 5. We've seen it happen. It's happened before. Bagging up the other ones here. Got Jeff's. Uh-oh, I found 2 sitting here. Who were these for? These weren't marked. Oh, here's Wild's. Wild Heart. Where's her? This one. Okay. I took her name off of it and put it with her auction win. That's why. Angie for 9. Looks like Soul wasn't so lucky. Not everyone was sleeping. And Wild for 10. Still a great deal. Half the value. We got 30 seconds. Sorry, I'm quiet tonight. I'm just got a lot on the mind. Getting ready to move. Sitting here thinking about how I've got a lot of rocks. And a lot of these rocks need some new homes. I might have to pull out some of the big ones for y'all. Start showing some big druzy that needs a new home. Soul at 11. And Soul took it at 11. Congrats, Soul. No contest, no snipers. Angie tried, but she was a little bit late. Sorry, I went over to give her phone back because mine's plugged in now and charged it up enough that we can do timers on my phone and have the TARDIS, because I like my TARDIS. I like when the TARDIS goes off. All right, congrats, Soul. Thank you for that. $11 is a good deal for those. Alrighty, so let's move to, oh. Hold on, Wild Heart message retracted, what'd I miss? It's weird. Once upon a time, I thought it still let the creator see what the retracted message was. I wanted to see what Wildheart said. I want to see if it was gibberish and pocket type. I always like when people type me pocket messages and say something. Or if she was talking to her horses and had speech to text on, that would be even better. I would love to hear what she said to the horses. Okay. So, now we've got the little tray. The tray... Now this little guy, I gotta pull the calculator out again real quick because it was from the shop, was $36. Ooh, okay. All right. So me and Tyler and Greg were checking out at the end. Ooh, that's a nice one. Hey, what's up, George? I grabbed all these bits from a guy, from the mine owner, to resell. Look at that. So, that is 36. That's okay. We're gonna start it at 20. We're gonna start it at 20. We'll make it up other places. Nope, I keep opening my calculator. I keep trying to open the timer. Hold on. Timer, TARDIS, 3 minutes. Okay. So, wholesale value, $36 from the mine owner at MVMM, Mohawk Valley Mineral Mining. His gems for the day or whatever. I told them I didn't find enough gems and I wanted some more. So, start that at $20 for that little chunk of them. Because all these little ones, I found it wasn't enough. And I was like, I need more gems. He's like, okay, here, I'll give you these. Or sell you these. He didn't give them to me. I wish he had. You should have seen the look Tyler gave me. So, let me put the timer on here. And then we'll do the jar afterwards, which was, or wait, no, not the jar afterwards. Did we just do the jar? We just did the jar, right? My brain, oh my God. Am I all over the place? No, we did the cluster, not the jar. The jar's last. Man, I need some caffeine. Soul at 20, Sonia at 21, gems at 23. Oh, y'all want to do some little jars like I did with the gems? There's some really nice ones in here. And if you get a little hand lens, where is it? One of them has a baby floating inside of it. I swear I saw it just a second ago. Where'd it go? I was sitting here flipping them around and I just saw it. Was it this one? Nope, was it this one? Oh, what happened here? Okay, still going. Drop my tweezers. I wonder if this would work on my... It's a little lens. Yes, the whole tray, Jenny. This whole tray of Herkimers. Oh, these little bits and pieces. Some are perfect. Lots of them are bits and chips. But there's definitely some nice little perfect ones in there. Lots of nice little babies too. Look at that. Look at that little tiny baby right there. Perfect little babies. So yeah, got a minute left on that for the whole tray. And Soul is at 25. Oh, there's a little one I'll add. Boop. That little one escaped earlier. Sonia at 26. There's a baby. It's a little baby. This is my little hand lens I use. And I didn't think it would work holding it up to the camera. But maybe if I got the distance just right. Oh, there you can see my fingerprint. Wild Heart at 27. Soul came in just after, so Wildheart got the 27. Soul, if you want to try again, got 10 seconds. Sonia at 28. 3, 2, 1, 0. TARDIS dropped. There's 6 grams. And I believe that's Sonia at 28. We'll double check over here. Ooh, a couple, you got a little bit of lag. Pretty sure we got Sonia, so I'm gonna say congrats, Sonia. Gonna reset the chat. Yep, Sonia, congrats. At 28. Sorry for the fast side swiping movement zoomed in, that's not fun. Gems, you missed it before. Sorry, I said in the beginning, I said it's 6 grams. They were, I'm not loud enough. I don't want to yell because of my neighbors. We got paper thin walls. They're like, I'm pretty sure if I sneeze too hard, I could like put my head through that wall. But yeah, it was 6 grams at $6 a gram for the rough random bits and pieces from them. So like $36 value. So nice little win there for Sonia. Congrats. So we'll throw that in a little baggie. And now for the one I think most people were probably wanting, or at least my guess waiting for. The little jar. So the little jar, it's got a nice big one in there. Look at that. See that one right there? It just barely fit through the hole. I actually had to wiggle it a little bit to get it to get down in there, so I don't know that it's gonna come back out as easy. Same with that one. It was just about the size of the opening right there. So there's 2 kind of good sized ones down in the bottom there. And then just a whole bunch of little jemmies. I actually didn't count how many I put in there. But the little jars like this, we're going, again, kind of similarly, anywhere from like 75 to 150. We saw little shops selling them like this for like 200. It's just too much. But I would say definitely fair to put its value around 75-ish on the low end. Definitely fair. That being said, we're going to start the bidding at $50 on this. Should have counted and we could have guessed to win it. Oh man, no. Yeah, I don't know. That would make me a little sad to give that one away. I plan to give plenty more of the Herkimer Druzy chunks away and some of the maybe like broken big crystal chunks and stuff, but the nice little Herkies, whew, those ones took too much work. You're gonna ask Tyler how many hours I spent digging through the dirt for just like small little bits of gems like some of those. Ah, Loki's back. Welcome back, Loki. We're gonna do a 5-minute auction. What I'm gonna do is it's gonna come with this. So you're gonna get this nice little druzy with which you can set your nice jar of Hercs on. So consider this a little bonus. I was gonna do this just for like a $5 piece, but consider the druzy a nice little bonus for the super sweet jar of Herkies. Little baby Herkies here. Hercules, Hercules. Let's see, will that help us prop it up here maybe? Help me cooperate? Yay, there we go. Nice, I like that, okay. So, I'm going to take a bio break. I'm going to start the timer in a moment, step away really quick so I won't call out the auction for just a minute. And yeah, I will let you all know as soon as I'm back. Let me type this up. Alrighty, so yeah, $50 start for the little super gemmy jar and a little bonus druzy with it. Not these guys. I'll move that out of frame just so there's no confusion. And Soul's gonna start at 50 and I'm gonna step away for a quick bio break. Okay, where are we at? Yeah, Loki, YouTube's been having issues for days. Looks like we got Wildheart for 72. Awesome. Love it, and that's still a good deal. So, ooh, I'm gonna leave it out of focus. Yeah, let's leave it out of focus. Look at the sparkles. Look at the rainbow sparkles. I kind of like when it's out of focus like that. It's kind of fun. 72 for wild. And well worth it. I do hope to be able to get a bunch of jars like this in the future. And I talked to the mine owner. I said, I told him I'm moving to California and sad I'm not gonna be able to mine Herkimers anymore. And said what I would really, really like to do is buy like ounces at a time, like enough for 10, 20 plus jars at a time or more of these little Herkimer gems. I told him he doesn't have to fill jars. Like, I just want tons of the little gems sent to me out in California that I can put in little jars for future sells. He said he would be down with that, and depending on how much I get, oops, I hit pause. Hit pause with my pinky. But depending on how much I get, he'll cut me a really good deal and go at like a really good wholesale cost, he said. So if that's possible, I might be able to just sell these jars outright at like $50 or $60 as where they would be 75, as I said, 75 to 150 depending where you buy them, depending which mine you go to. They all charge a little differently. I go to MVMM. It's not the most expensive or the cheapest of all the prices I've seen at all the mines, but they're pretty fairly priced, and they're well known for their huge monsters and skeletals and just a wide variety that comes out of there. The day before us, a guy pulled 10 scepters out of a pocket, and I was jealous. I went up to that area where he found the 10 scepters, and all I found was the end of one of the scepters. I've got it somewhere around here. One of the little ball ones that like looks like it's the end of a scepter, but it's not. Anyway, where are we at? I lost track. Soul at 75, Wild at 78. Why are they called Herkimers? Oh, that is a fun story. They are from Herkimer, New York, and that's why they got the name Herkimer Diamonds, as they're from Herkimer County, New York. But I can also tell you a little bit of the story behind them, which I'll do as soon as the auction ends so I don't get distracted. We got about 10 seconds now. The name is a little boring, but there's definitely more behind it. I think we can turn that down a bit too. Let's double check here. That was Wild Heart at 78. Congrats. Thank you and congrats, Wild Heart. So, let's give you a little story time here. And then we'll look at some Druzy pieces. So, as far as the name, yeah, it's just Herkimer County, New York. Not that exciting. However, hold on, I'm raising my tripod up higher. There is a much more interesting story in how they form, and that was that you had first the formation of the limestone, which is the same as a lot of limestone or any limestone, and that is it is a sedimentary deposit. So at the bottom of an ancient seabed, hundreds of millions of years ago, this sediment built up and compacted and cemented together and formed a very solid limestone. But then what happened is about 450 to 400 million years ago, somewhere in that range, is there was heavy acidic rains in the area. And that heavy acidic rain permeated and penetrated down into the limestone and created large cavities and those big pockets and vugs. That was, about 400 million years ago, that time period. And after it created a Swiss cheese of the rocks and left all these huge cavities, and that's why when we go out to the mine, the top 3 feet, 3 to 6 feet of that hard rock is where like all those Herkimers are sitting in that Swiss cheese of rock up top. You don't go really deep. But so what happened afterwards is then those cavities filled with non-acidic water. At first the acidic water melted out the pockets, but then silica-rich fluids later filled up the pockets, and this period was about 350 to 300 million years ago. And that is when the Herkimers were created. So all the Herkimers we're digging up are about 300 million years old to 350 million years old. And those all formed within these pockets in the limestone. And then over the last 300 million years, that limestone was all uplifted right to the surface layer through erosion and various weathering effects. And we now have various spots all throughout Herkimer County, New York, where you can find this outcrop layer of limestone. Anywhere that this layer is exposed, you can just expect to see Herkimers within the layers and everything downhill weathering out of those layers. All the way down to the rivers, and running down the rivers, you might find Herkimers all throughout the Mohawk River. That is where the mine that I go to gets the name. It is Mohawk Valley Mineral Mining, and we call it MVMM for short, and they got their name because of the Mohawk River. And it's a nice little farm out in the Mohawk Valley with the little creek running through the bottom of the mine and stuff. It's very pleasant, very beautiful, and yeah, that's where kind of the history of Herkimers. So, is it known why they grow in this formation, the small double terminated? Yes, actually. So double termination is possible with all quartz. It is not unique to Herkimers, though some people believe so. Double terminated quartz come from many locations. I have personally found double terminated quartz myself in Idaho and Utah and Arizona. And I have samples of each of those I can show. I've also been sent some from other places as well, like Arkansas. And the reason you get double terminated quartz is, for example, when we look at one of these pockets, let's imagine, hold on. All right. So let's imagine that when this pocket is first filling up and it's full of fluids, and there's not necessarily all these little crystals even growing in it yet, what often happens is first, there's a very small layer of calcite that gets deposited. In a lot of these, there's lots of calcite you can find in them and test for. And if you, in fact, put these in vinegar or acid, you'll often find that a lot of your crystals will start popping out because they've been removed from the calcite that they're sitting on. But what can happen is basically, let me grab my tweezers here. Hold on. I'm grabbing a rock for an example. So, what happens is the crystal starts growing from a seed kind of just in the middle of the rock, almost free floating, because it's a very stable fluid. It's not flowing water through here like a river, and this would be closed off, and it just happened to permeate water slowly through the pores of the actual rock, not into like a hole or anything. So this is like solid limestone with a couple little holes and pockets in it. But as that fluid sat in there and it was very heavy in the silica, or it was very silica rich, it started to crystallize, and it was ionized silica particles that allow it to, they have to be ionized, which is what allows them to attach and form a crystalline structure. And all it takes is a little seed, a little particle of something, some sort of contaminant. It can even be that it started to form just a little crystal in the middle that broke off and then became free floating in the middle of the solution. As that seed started to expand and grow, it became a crystal kind of free floating in the matrix. And sometimes you see just one little spot right there. There's its contact zone. So one like this would have likely just grown in a pocket with one little side of it just barely slightly touching right down there. But the rest of it would have been kind of free floating in there like that, allowing it to grow to near full double termination. Now, the ones that you do get a complete double termination that are completely perfect all around, that happens in one of two ways. That's going to happen when it grows encased inside calcite. And again, what can start to happen there is you start to get a layer of calcite that comes down, but then some seed comes down and lands on the calcite, and then that crystal grows upward off that calcite. So like a little seed would land on the calcite and then start to grow upward into the pocket of fluid. Then it might become encased in calcite again if the calcite continues to grow. I find that a lot and actually break out a lot of these chunks of calcite, and I'll dissolve them with vinegar to find more crystals hidden inside of them. So that's one way. Another way is that the pocket can be full of hematite growth. What happens is you get something such as hematite grows into the pocket first. And then, so the little black kind of powder there is like little tiny hematite crystals. And that can kind of form a soft cushion barrier around the outside of the rock as well, that a seed can start growing off of. And when the crystal comes into contact with the like pocket full of hematite powder, it's able to push it out of the way to continue to grow the crystal into full shape and become a perfect gem all around. So this little pocket is a whole bunch of very, very perfect gems that I pulled out of a hematite powder filled pocket. And so all those are little very perfect gems in there that didn't grow against the wall or anything. So yeah, that's kind of a couple of the basics of how double terminations can form. Is a seed starts off of a surface and is able to grow unimpeded to its complete shape at both ends. As where normally a cluster grows and a crystal grows off of a cluster, not able to reach full double termination. Like the seed might have been down here and went up and it got a point there, but down here it grows into a cluster, so no double termination happened. As we're also with this piece, there are many double terminated crystals all over it. If we slowly take a look here, that one's double terminated, that one, that one, that one, that one. This one's got lots of little double terminated ones all over this cluster. That was really far away. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that was informative and answered your question appropriately. Now I gotta scroll back and check something. Da-da-da-da. 78. I didn't write that down. Okay, wild 78. So I'm gonna start an educational series after we move. The plan is kind of like I've done some of my lives recently. I intend to start with kind of some of the basics of what are the different rocks: metamorphic, sedimentary, and igneous, and then I'll talk about crystals and how crystals form, like kind of how I just mentioned the ionization of the atoms. I'll explain that kind of stuff a bit more and explain how crystals actually form through that process, and then I'll get into how to do hardness tests and specific gravity tests like I did on the lives. But I'm going to do a whole little video series where every couple weeks or so, maybe twice a month, one of these videos comes out that's just nice and informative. And my goal is that it can actually help students that are taking geology classes if they need to relearn how to do something or look something up and look up the keyword like specific gravity. They'll see my quick video and like, hey, here's how to do a specific gravity test without 20 minutes of BS. I'll jump in straight how to do it, and then we'll throw in a whole bunch of fun BS at the end for those who want to stick around for it. But I thought that would be a lot more fun. I'm also going to do two-parter on how to do a nice hardness testing kit from home. Build your own using your own rocks and crystals, pennies, metals, glass, tile, and those different things that you can acquire easily. And then I'll also do one how to like go to the dollar store or hardware store and put together a very similar kit that'll be more effective and a little nicer for like under a certain amount of money. The goal will be like, you know, under $10 or $20. And that'll just kind of be the kickoff, and we'll only get more advanced as we go on, get into volcanism, interplanetary geology. I really love space stuff right now. Planetary geology was a lot of fun. Okay. As long as I don't have to pass a test. You don't have to, but I might put out some tests for fun if anyone wants to take a quiz. Yes, Jenny Stone. At one point in time, the plan was actually to be a professor. I mean, I did want to teach, but for various reasons, that dream has somewhat been killed. Alright, let me rewind a little bit and chat again one more time. I keep missing some stuff. Let's see. Oh, that's right. That's what I was missing. I never wrote down. I put the gems with Sonia's win, but never wrote it. All right, it was Sonia. Sonia for 28. Okay, that's right. Yeah. The whole herc at the top left of the phone. There is no whole herc. If you mean all the way up here, that is a really ugly broken chunker with a beautiful rainbow. For sure, Soul. I figured after tonight we'll add whatever together, do one invoice for you then. Oh, wait, did you say top right? Oh, you said top right after. Oh, huh. Top right of the device sitting on the table? You mean this one just above my phone? This was the one I said I wasn't positive if I was selling. If I was, it was going to be auctioned. This is the one with the inclusion. So not only does it have really cool rainbows, but this is the one with the moving stuff in there. So it's got movie bits. So notice how it's clear right there. There's all the black bits down there. We're gonna flip it and we're gonna watch those black bits fall right down into this corner. Oh, it looks kind of like an S. Hold on. Just from my angle right here, it looks like an S. Right there. And I think that's actually kind of the cavity in there. Oh, that little bit moved. Another one, those kind of got wedged up in there, but they all kind of wiggle around. Oh, there we go. The other one just fell. The big one there. Anyhow. That one would be... It is kind of ugly, but it's kind of cool with the inclusion. I believe it's air. I've looked with my hand lens a fair amount. I'm gonna give another peek here really quick. Hey, Alexar, how you doing, man? As far as I can tell, it's all air, and the way it moves, there doesn't seem to be any bubbles or liquid in there at all. Yeah, I'm going with air. I'm just looking at it real close. Yeah, sorry, Angie, one sec. I saw your other one, top left. So that was also the one with the really nice UV right there. So the one... top left of your phone, there's one with orange. Orange? There's a cork. You want the cork? No. I'm colorblind, so I'm trying to look. I'm like, I don't see orange. Is it the druzy with the matrix? Or that one with the light staining? Yeah, oh, this is my other UV one. This is my... Sorry, the ones that were the 3 nice ones under the phone were the 3 I showed earlier that I said if we sell them, it'd be the nicer ones for auction. This one had the weird strings in the UV. At least I think I said they'd be for auction earlier. If not, I thought it if I didn't say it. Because I showed you guys these very first in the beginning. I showed y'all, I should say. Not you guys, but all you wonderful people. I showed you that in the beginning. And said we might auction those if people wanted them and if I was willing to sell them. Yeah, no, I was serious when I said I had no more really big perfect ones. Just a few of those, and then the big broken chunker. And then lots of druzy. So we can do a couple more little auctions. I've got... We can do that one. I'm willing to auction that guy off. And then... we can also do... Although, So my plan with these, I picked out a lot of nice gemmy ones here. And these, what I was gonna do is, I don't know if you've all have ever seen them, but there's like these little pendants you get, and similarly to how I filled the jar, my idea was to get one of these little circle pendants, and they're like this thick, and you can like put a bunch of crystals or rocks, or they're made to like put little rhinestones in, and then it's like a little glass circle pendant you close. But I've seen people fill them with the Herkimers. It's like that would be kind of cool, but I don't have enough there to do it. I wish I could go back to the mine, but we're moving very soon. I'm about to start packing up the house. Gonna start packing up my rocks over the next couple days. Tomorrow I'll be sending out invoices, adding any sales from tonight to people's open boxes and shipping stuff out, and then cleaning out my car. It still got a bit of a mess from the camping trip. Ooh, look at all those little babies. Look at all the little babies. Tiny little babies. These ones came out of that big rock that I showed you guys that I was breaking, that I said had tons of gems in it. This was my most valuable rock, and all these gems came out of that one same rock. Look at the light on the tray. Anyway. I forgot what I was saying, actually. Something about moving, something else, but we'll auction those and this guy. And no, sadly, I'm not going back to the mine because we are moving. Just not gonna have any time. And clean the car and all those other fun things. So, we'll do the little tray of jemmies. I'm gonna weigh them here real quick. We've got, these ones are much more clear for the most part. .23 grams. So, I guess minus that ugly guy, what's the weight? Like still be 3. Okay, so it's still like at least. Oh, I got a stack of these trays. Oh gosh, years ago at a craft store. I don't know, Michael's or Joann's, possibly Hobby Lobby, before I stopped shopping there. But yeah, beading supply stores, just any bead supply shop. So this one's got a lot of nice little gems. Another easily right there. Those ones would be another 20 to 25. And then you got all these little extra gemmy guys. So, oh, and then that pretty nice big one. So all in all, this is probably a, at the low end, $30 tray. So we're gonna start it at $10. We're gonna do $10, 3 minutes. So, yeah, I'll mute it for a sec, take a little sip of my drink. Wild's going for 15, because she wild. And remember, y'all, I don't bring it up enough because I've been selling a lot of stuff for Gene and some other people lately. But when you buy a lot of my stuff, such as these Herkimers, or things that I have found or polished myself, I tend to include a lot more extras. So I show you my appreciation in ways that I can, which will be some extra rocks. So if you spend a good amount tonight, which a few of you have for sure, expect to see some nice little extra shinies, maybe in the form of some extra Herkimer chips, broken crystals, some druzy, or maybe other random rocks. You never know. All right, so wild was at 22, soul at 23, wild at 25. So we're not really making a lot of stops on the way. We're gonna spend a couple nights in a few spots. Like, we're going pretty much straight to Colorado with, like, stopping 2 quick stops to sleep on our way. We'll switch off driving, and then spend a week in Colorado hanging out with family and friends. And then we're gonna go to Utah and spend a few weeks in Utah with family and friends. And then we'll be out and take I-80 the whole way out from Salt Lake to the Bay. Because I-80 is the best way. Fastest way, best way. They've made it 80 miles an hour most of the way now. You can do 80 on I-80. But on our way from New York, we'll swing over as well. I think we take 80 most of the way. We'll swing over, like, through Toledo on our way down to Colorado, go in that direction, instead of swinging way further down south. No need. We're not going to see any extra sights. Okay, anyway, wild at 25, and we've got 15 seconds. And then I'm going to take a quick break to go step away for a moment and tell Whitney goodnight, because she's going to go to bed. Alrighty, congrats, Wildheart. You're winning them tonight. Alright, so let me... Ooh, bumped it. I was trying to I took the cord out of this phone to plug into my phone that's plugged in right now, or streaming. Alright, I can get a new baggie. I went and bought ran to Walmart and got a thing of baggies for this. I was like, ooh, you know what? This is going to be a good idea. I will wrap these another way too. I'll put all your crystals that you all get in some, like, tissue and then wrap them in the baggie, but these things are tough. They don't need much. But like everything I ship, they will be wrapped up nicely and taken care of. Packed with love. Okay, and since there was a request for it, all right, y'all awake? Wakey wakey. Herkimers and Bakey. This was the UV specimen. It's got double points here. That is not a break. That is a twin. This is a twinned crystal. That has growth marks there. That is where it grew into some calcite and dolomite. Dolostone. What I've called limestone that it grows into is actually a dolostone, which is it is a type of limestone. So to be more specific, dolo limestone. But it's a nice twinned crystal there. It does have a slight chip on this point. I don't think that's a growth. That is a chip. Yep, it's chipped out right here. See the conchoidal fracture? So it has unfortunately got a light chip there. But y'all know I don't ever hide it. I don't want anyone to get it and be like, no, the tip was chipped. You see it, you know it. It looks like that one might have a light fracture as well. A fracture or a chip? It might be a tiny chip. I need to look under my lens here. Hold on. Yep, tiny chip. Okay. Still a tiny chip. Yes, conchoidal fracturing, which is also something else we can talk about. People say only glass gets it. but conchoidal fracture is not actually indicative of glass, despite what people say. Chalcedony also gets conchoidal fracturing, and quartz, obviously, as we've just seen. I mean, you take quartz and melt it down and make man-made quartz glass and break it, and what happens? Boom, conchoidal fracturing. But unfortunately on Reddit, you see a lot of people say, oh, conchoidal fractures, it's glass. It's like, nope, that's not a fact. Anyway. We're gonna throw this one on 5 minutes. And I will be right back. Okay, just wanted to type that out real quick. So given the size and that it's got some UV reaction and it is a double pointed twin, it's probably worth a good $50 plus for that size. Just to keep it in mind. So we're gonna start at $15 and I'll be right back. And Sonia's gonna start at 15 and Angie at 20. And yeah, BRB. Okay, I'm back. Where are we at? Sonia at 24 is where we're at. And then we're gonna do a few, we'll look at some druzy ones. And honestly, I'm just getting so tired. I wanted to go a lot later than this. It's only 10:30, gosh. It says 9:56. And it's because this has been on airplane mode for like 2 years. It's probably not even the right date on there. Yeah, it's 10:35. That time is very much wrong. Thanks, Gems. The likes help a lot. So, might not have needed 5 minutes on this one, but that's okay. This is the one that's got the UV reaction in it. Do you see the little blue speckles right down in the middle? So, bit of UV reaction in that one. (9:36) in Wisconsin. Nice. Purple haze. And what I think that the purple or bluish color could have been is even a reflection of the light, of the UV light, just hitting cracks and reflecting off in there just right. As where in the rest of the crystal, it mostly passes straight through. I don't know, purple, blue, it's something. I'm colorblind, I don't know. But the other little colors that were in there were definitely not just the reflection that was kind of green. Green or yellow? I think it was kind of green. When they're fluorescent, it's harder for me to tell. Whew, I'm falling asleep, y'all. I shouldn't have done this one so long. I'm gonna go to bed. I hadn't looked super close at this little pie-shaped one before. Oh, we've got a minute left on that. I'm gonna show you this. So this little pie-shaped druzy. Looked at the back. Is this also stromatolite? Oh man, look, it looks like a little bacteria colony. Also looks like calcium bicarbonate buildup when it grows on rocks. Huh. Gems at 27. And Angie at 30. And I was waiting to see someone else jump in front of it. Nope, Angie at 30. I was just expecting it. I got a little too preemptive. I thought it was just gonna be like a chain of numbers rolling in. I had a feeling, and the feeling was wrong. Oh, better type end and get ready to call it. I think Angie's gonna take it in 3, 2, 1. I counted that down, but was way slow. I typed it. Yep. Congrats, Angie. Oh, let's scooch over here. Wow, y'all are lagging. I'm gonna refresh it. Yep. Congrats, Angie. You weren't that close, Jeff. Your lag tonight. I was about, I want to say, almost a full 2 seconds behind. Well, there you go. You wanted that one. I said it was going to be for auction, and you won the auction. Congrats. The other two, though, I don't know. I'm going to hang on to for now. That much bigger one. And the small orange glowy one. This one, too. This is one of them for sure. The wild little cluster. It's got so many little tiny hercs on it. Look at it. Look at the little hercs. Okay. So, I'll write this one down for Angie. And where's her bin? Here's her bin. Woo! My flashlight tipped over. Sorry about that. And I forgot, was it 30? Yes, 30. Okay, Angie for 30. All right, we're gonna do a couple druzy ones. We'll have, need a touch more room here. I'm gonna have to pick it up tomorrow for sure. Yeah, Sonia, no worries. Yeah, I grabbed you a couple little ones I will show you. And I'll have more I'll keep finding as I break open those rocks, but I'm also gonna have to do another live tomorrow. 'Cause I just, as much as I want to go till midnight my time, there's no way. No way. I'm good at making things hard like that, Jeff. I think here we might, look at this. See the little leopard spots? That's interesting. I think that's fossil of some sort of fossil. So what we will be showing you guys on our video from the mine is we discovered a huge layer of stromatolites there, and the stromatolites were full of Herkimers. And as we know, stromatolites are one of the oldest living organisms at 1 billion years old, and the Herkimers, the limestone having formed and being eroded out only 400 million years ago, and the crystals formed 300 million years ago, it's not unreasonable to find fossils in the limestone. I'm not sure what this one is. I'm definitely gonna have to keep it and check it out because I haven't noticed these before. I'm thinking this could be something similar to oolites. They're not quite as compact and uniform in shape. They have a more spheroid structure, or a less spheroid structure, and some of them are kind of oblong. And they're a little bit big to be oolites. They're in, yeah, they're in this range, 500 to 710 microns. That's pretty big for oolites. Oolites we'd expect to be down here, I believe. I will double check that, but oolites are much smaller. So those are pretty big. That's something cool to check out though. I also found one that I think might be a trilobite. I don't remember if I sent that out to someone the other day. I sent someone a video and said I was gonna send it to him, I think. I don't know if that was Jeff or someone else. But I think I sent the one that's a probable trilobite off. Okay. Who wants some big old druzy to break open? So we've got nice, kind of dark smoky. It's got the calcite there, smoky quartz, a couple nice points. And then this nice pocket back here. And then a big rock you could break open. It's got a seam right there with some crystals I can see in it. I washed it, so it's pretty clean compared to how it was found. I washed a lot of mud off of it. My phone, this phone is super old. This one's like an iPhone 6. Yeah, just an old phone I pull out and use for timer and whatever other things, playing music while I'm out camping. It's not used for much. Okay, you know what, we'll do 2 minutes. All right, we're gonna do a 2-minute auction on this gorgeous druzy. Lovely. Hear my neighbor coughing on by down the hall. Okay. Definitely worth more than $10. Nice specimen piece with the calcite. That's got some inclusions in it, I just realized. Look, it's got a phantom. Oh my gosh, I just realized that one's a phantom. Look right there. Do you see the black phantom encased in the crystal? It's not just a random black inclusion, it's got the triangle, the pointed shape. Oh, that just made this piece 10 times cooler. It's a black phantom. Look, it looks like that one had one too. Oh man, that's cool. Some hidden phantoms on there. I think that has one right there too. What? Are these all just phantoms? Is that why they're smoky? Is that literally just phantom druzy? Look at what's going on there. That one gets light and then dark depending on which way you turn it. Man, that's trippy. Yeah, all those have like little phantoms in them. Okay. Whoops. Uh-oh. Huh, I stopped the timer. That was... I didn't realize my fat hand bumped the timer. Okay, well. I got distracted. I have no idea what it would have been at, so we get a little extra time there. And gems at 21. Whitney's great. I feel bad. I gotta go probably end it pretty soon. She's doing some laundry now. I need to do a little laundry when I'm done with this. Gotta start another load, get it in the wash, get to bed, get up and do some more of this in the morning. See y'all in the afternoon and what is it, Thursday? I don't think anyone else is live in the evening, so if no one else jumps on and does lives, I will get on and do live sales in the afternoon and evening tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully, but no promises on any times or my schedule because I'm hectic. Y'all know that. I'm bad at making a schedule for myself. Soul at 22 with 22 seconds left. Gems at 23. Soul 25, gems 29. Ooh, wow, y'all getting serious about this, Druzy. I'll go grab, we'll have to get another couple here real quick before we end. I think that was, ooh, close. Pretty sure it was gems. Refreshed it. Yep, gems at 32. Jeff was really close on that one. That was, even on my screen, that one was pretty close after the end. Jeff had his sniper set that time, which is worrisome for y'all. That means he's getting zeroed in. Okay. And congrats, Gems. Thank you. Let's do a couple more Druzy for fun. And you know what? Here's a weird one. This is not Herkimer. Not Herkimer. Not Herkimer. But I saw it sitting in my box and I was like, oh man, that one is gorgeous. And I grabbed it out real quick. This is one I found in Utah 2 years ago. And it's from no, Boot. Is that a Herkimer? No, not a Herkimer. I know you heard me. It's mostly oxidized now, but what you can see is little cubes there. And that was some of the pyrite, and then the black was some of the galena. So this doesn't have a lot of galena in this specimen, but this was from the pyrite and galena mine in Utah. It just had some cool crystals in it. Anyway, I just had that one out, just for funsies, just to show it. I still got some pyrite and galena and silver. So there is some potential silver in this one, if anyone wants to do any smelting. Oh yeah, there's some sulfides. There could be gold in here too. It is from a pyrite mine that produced gold and silver, galena, lead, pyrite ore. Okay. Wait, what? One's got a little double terminated one right there, right by my thumb. Oh, there was a circle for a sec. Oh, that's why my screen got weird. Okay. Yep, okay. That means YouTube's gonna probably start giving us issues, so. If we do end randomly, I'm sorry, y'all. That being said, let's do a couple more real quick here. Naughty wood. Naughty wood. This one I showed earlier. It's got a little cavity in there. There's some crystals in it. Nice druzy there. Oh, that's right. This is the one that's got the dolomite. Hold on. I just smacked that phone, making those cracks bigger. So there's dolomite cubes on this side. See that druzy? That's not quartz druzy. Those are little cubes of dolomite. So this one's kind of a nice fun specimen piece because you get the dolomite on that side and the Herkimer on that side. Little pocket in there, and you can break it open down the middle and oop, look at that. There could be crystals all up in this thing. There's a crack running through it. Oh yeah, pocket there. Just split that thing open and look in it for a pocket. Anyway, nice chunk of druzy. We'll do a little auction on this one. Do $10 start on this one as well. Nice big chunk of druzy. And Soul's gonna kick us off at 10. Angie jumping up to 20. Oh, it's getting warm in here today. Guess I should say tonight. It's late. My glue from repairing the Hercs earlier. Yes, the dolomite's awesome. I like the little cubey bits. Oh, thanks, Morgan. Oh, hey, is that... There it is. I was like, is that fossil somewhere around here? Alright. So, Angie's at 20. That's got a minute left. I like Vegemite. He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. Nice brachypod. That one was really cool. That was my best fossil find of the day, but that was from Herkimer. Believe it or not, that came from Herkimer. I found a few more, as I mentioned earlier, and they're in the bottom of that bucket, which I'll pull out in the next day or two when I'm getting everything cleaned up. 6'5" and full of muscles. He said, "Do you mind a Herkimer diamond?" Ooh, I think that was Jeff sneaking in there at 30. Congrats, Jeff. And thank you. Soul tried as well in Wildheart just a moment after. I will double check that one. I'll double check. We keep it fair. Check for everyone. But I'm pretty sure there was no contest on my screen, but we'll refresh. Yep, Soul was still a touch after. Jeff at 30. Yep, congrats, Jeff. Oh, I zoom back out so it's not as wobbly. All right, so. Jeff. Jeff, have you only claimed that tonight plus the little gem earlier that I didn't write a price on yet? Oh, you did? You told me you wanted this one? I thought that was a different one. Oh, well, that's my bad. I'll, oh, was that one? Yeah, that's my bad. I totally remember you saying that. I didn't think that was that rock. Crazy you remember. So many rocks. I don't remember what they all look like. So, this one I have a feeling could be some sort of fossil. I don't know why, but when I see this, aside from looking like a potential fossilized poop, I see this right here. And do you see this structure that curves up and goes around like this? I'm not sure what's going on here. But for some reason when I look at this, I wonder if this is a part of the stromatolite formation or something else, although I don't see any obvious signs of stromatolite. It just looks like mostly limestone. Although if that's a center of something and this is a circle, I don't know. Anyway, here's a nice another little druzy chunk. Needs some nice cleaning, but got a bit of dirt in there. But lots of nice little druzy bits. Potential fossil formation. Some golden healer over here. And more of what makes me think potential fossil. You see these lines right here that are even and getting smaller. That's similar to a few different things. Shells, trilobites. I'm not very good with fossils, but that just, I look at that and I'm like, or even stromatolite. Look right there. It does look like a bunch of tiny layers. Not as much on the camera, I guess, but to me, it has so much potential. But yeah, nice touch to it with the golden healer. Couple pockets there. Oh, there's another pocket back here. I didn't see you. Look at you. Aren't you a nice little surprise? Got some crystals in there too. Oh, you're a dirty little pocket. Dirty little pocket hiding some secrets is what you are. Oh, there's more on the bottom. Ooh, look at that one. That's got a nice little double terminated one down there. Nice pocket there. Okay, for sure, this is a candidate to break open. Like, look right there. I don't know why. You think pocket right in there? That's the start of it. How many pockets are in this rock? Just all over the thing? It's just bursting with them. I'd wonder how many more are in that one. Okay, we're starting this one at 15. I talk to the rocks even off camera. It's bad. Alright, gonna go 2 minutes on this one. I'll be right back. Let's step away for just a moment. Angie's starting it out at 25. Okay, sorry. Oop, kick the tripod. Alright, where are we at? Sonia at 30. The little jar went to Wild Heart. Wild Heart snagged the little jar earlier. As well as one of the nice lots of The nice little tiny water clear gemmies. She scored some nice stuff tonight. I'm sure this has a bunch of little herks in it. Yeah. Yeah, this one's a nice herk druzy. Nice Herkimer druzy. And the one I showed on the bottom there had that really nice, there's a nice little double terminated one right there. Lots of pockets. Yes, this one's Herkimer. 15 seconds left. Yeah, sorry, when I was saying not Utah, I was just showing that piece. I wasn't auctioning it off or anything. I was saying if anyone wants it, I don't know, 10 bucks or something, or make an offer. I just need to get rid of some weight before we move. Soul for 40. Nice. Congrats, Soul. Yeah, this one, I think you've got a pretty good potential to break this open and find yourself some nice little treasures in it. And as I said, I think it might be a fossil. I don't know. I'm not good with fossils, but there's a couple things on here that make me think potential fossil home. Sweet. Well, let me write that one down for you, Soul. Let me know. Just stay in contact and let me know once you break it open. So this, look at this. It's even got micro druzy. Look at this whole mat right here. When you clean it up, it's got dirt over it, but do you see that sparkle? If I bring it out of focus, look at how sparkly the whole surface is. There's a micro druzy mat right there. Just clean that with a toothbrush and a little water real nice, and in there too. Oh. So I got 3 different brushes I use here. And I've got a couple different shapes and sizes. Where's my other one? Where's my other handy brush? I set it off to the side. Oh, here it is. So I use all these while I'm cleaning rocks. And the toothbrush is great. It's got the really tiny bristles, but sometimes it's too fat to get down into really tiny spots, which this one will get right up in there, and brush those little crystal teeth, you know, that way you don't have to worry about taking your rock to the dentist. It can, you know, have a nice beautiful smile if you just give it a good little brushing every once in a while. It'll be a nice happy crystal, plaque free. See, all good. Damn, I'm tired. I get weird when I get tired. So now, if you want to be insane like me, totally go for the hammer and chisel. Nothing wrong with it. Done it plenty. You'll break some crystals, like absolutely. They're gonna come out in pieces, but it works. Definitely go for a Dremel. If you have the option, it is best to pick apart gently. I even took this Dremel tip, took some dopping wax, dog hair, took some dopping wax, put it on this diamond tipped Dremel tip here. You can see it's a little bent from using it. But I had put it initially on a dop stick too, and it worked great for a while. Did it for grinding and picking at things gently and picking away at the limestone little by little to free Herkimers. But it eventually busted off there. The wax just snapped. So we just need to replace that tip on a new dop stick and put it on with something maybe better than dop wax. I don't know. It was just a little quick rigged thing that I did there. But yes, let's see. So I know it's crazy considering how we just saw druzies with this amount of stuff go for 20 or 30. But I may end up putting this one up for auction later, or like even like a legit auction, eBay auction Facebook auction. I don't know. Just because he assures me that this stromatolite stuff right here, that this is worth a lot more. Because this is a stromatolite. Hey, Allison, how you doing? This is a billion-year-old stromatolite formation that then 400 million years ago got hit by acid rain, and then 300 million years ago filled with Herkimer crystals. So this thing has at least 3 stories to tell us over a billion years. And they're saying, like, based on the mine's value is around $90 is what they were charging for an identically sized piece. And that's just, oh, it's nuts to me. I don't know that I can ask 90. It is nice with the little golden healers and stuff. You want it? I know a few people would want it. Huh, almost looks like someone's wearing a t-shirt. Put it in your box. What do you want to pay for it, Sonia? Or we can talk about it tomorrow. If you actually want it, I can be happy to let it go if you're willing to pay up near that amount. I don't know that I can ask actually 90 like they are, but because that's insane. Even if it's a stromatolite and has a story to the rock, that's just, whew, it hurts me. All right. Well, Sonia, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take care of you like I always do because y'all are awesome and you treat me well, so I'm gonna treat you well. So there'll definitely be more than, if you're offering 100, there's gonna be a lot more than just that in there. I can promise you that. I will promise that 100%. I promise there will be more in there. I'll even dig out a fossil for you. Hey, speaking of, oh, I did have it on the table. Okay. All right. Well, look at that. Here's the one that I think is a trilobite. Do we see the shape right there? See from here to here. See the wings? And then the body coming right back here. Nice shape there. Could absolutely have been a trilobite. And there's druzy in there too. It's all crystallized. So, looking down in there too, there's a layer, almost looks like calcite. And you get a lot of calcification in the fossils. And there's some little crystals right there. Yeah, this is the one I was saying could potentially be a trilobite fossil. I have not inspected the rest of the rock. I might keep this one around for a while and inspect the rock and look for any more evidence of other fossils. Like, oh my gosh, if we look at this one just right, is it also a similar shape? Yeah, this rock's gonna get examined. I think before it goes out. Oh yeah, look. There's another one. Look at that. None of the other Herkimers get this, but this is the second one we've seen tonight. I'm pretty sure that is a sign of a concretion fossilization that ended up in crystallization. I don't know. I'm not positive. I'm not going to say for sure. But I'm going to inspect all of this a little closer. I'm going to clean it more. I'm going to scrub it up. And either way, I'm going to put it up for sale. It's got some nice golden healers in it. Whether or not it is trilobite, I'm going to sell it eventually. But I would like to investigate a little bit more first and see if it is or is not indeed a potential trilobite. Let me grab a couple more druzy for y'all here. And I'll be right back. Oh, here we go. This one I knew someone would want. Okay. I had mentioned to y'all that I found multiple hearts. And this was one of the 4 hearts I found on my second day with Tyler and Greg. I know it's not perfect, but there's a heart right there. A little crystal heart. And you'll see this one in my video. This makes a featured appearance in my video. It's got some druzy there, it's got some druzy there. Needs to be cleaned up still. It's got some crystals in there, it looks like. Oh, that's still fresh dirt. Yeah, it's dirty. I haven't washed this one yet. What's that? Wow. So there's not a ton on this one. Oh, there's some crystals down there. Oh, is that a pocket? Okay. This could all be worn away. That might be calcite that could be eaten away. So there's not a ton on this. But there is a nice little heart. So I will let you all decide. We're going to start this one. Just a little $5 heart auction. Or $5 starting bid. I put $5 auction, but yeah, y'all know what I mean. $5 to start, and got 2 minutes there on the heart rock. And then afterwards, I will show you a couple other druzies, as well as this one behind, which I am calling a Herkimer agate, and is the only rock just like it that we found out there. A handful of them have some clear. No. The auction is just for the heart rock. Just for the heart rock. Yep. Yeah, this one is not for sale. This one will be, but this one I may not ever let go of. And I will show you why exactly in just a moment. Speaking of, let me get some water. I got a water right here for that. Perfect. Okay. So soul at 10. Gem started at 5, soul went up to 10. Oh, nice, Jeff. And 11 from Gems, with 25 seconds left. They did add more heart colors. Gems 13, soul 15. And, ooh, that was close. Oh, we gotta go back to that. Actually, that was... Okay, hold on, look. Wild on my screen was before the end. So, what do we do? Wild just barely snuck in there. That was a photo finish. Look at you sneaking in there. Jeff did his sniper test, but Wildheart had a much better shot. Congrats, Wild. Oh yeah, Jeff, it was funny. You said the air duster, and I was like, yes, that's exactly what I was using earlier to clean them out. For a whole bunch of the little pockets, I was sitting here with the air duster and my little straw and like spraying out little pockets. All right, I'll wash this one up a bit before I send it to you. Congrats on that. And then, so let me show you this one really quick before we do this next little auction one, which there's a preview of that. Little druzy cookie. So this one is what I'm calling the Herkimer agate. And I'm actually not positive if it is indeed Herkimer quartz. And the reason I say that is because it could be similar to that garnet, because I found it in the same area. It could actually be from one of the glacial till areas. And it just, the dark banding there, it has obvious fortification, isn't like the rest of Herkimer stuff. So let me get a little touch of water on it here. So that right there is just, that's unlike anything else at Herkimer. That fortification banding, that dark agate look. Not only that, the entire rock itself is not limestone, it is chert. It's, well, it's a different, it's not like the limestone up there. Some of it actually kind of looks like, weird, it kind of looks like both chert and limestone. That is definitely different than everything else that the Herkimers are in. So I do believe it's not actually Herkimer material, but something that was just carried down from the glaciers. Oh yeah, Herkimers don't glow like that. 100% Herkimers do not glow. This is a glacial agate. Glacial agate 100%. Okay. Sorry, yeah, one sec, Sonia. Allison, read my comment above. Congrats, Weil. Oh, not that one. Allison, you killed it today. I loved the geology part of your video, said Sonia. Anyway, yeah, that's cool. That's not Herkimer. That's some sort of unknown. Unknown agate that I believe came down from the glacial float. Just like my garnets that I found there. Very cool. Probably came from Canada. Alright, so this one. This is really splotchy. Is this one also part of stromatolite? Look at the circular bits there. Alright, hold on. Is that stromatolite? Oh, fossil? It's a weird pattern right there. That looked like sutures or something. Oh, anyway, crystal pocket. Crystal pocket. Not quite a heart shape, no, to answer your question. No heart on that one. But crystal there. Little crystal there. This one is uncleaned. Unclean. Look at it, it's got my hands all dirty. So, this one will need a good toothbrushing before it goes to bed. Before you put this one in bed, make sure you brush its teeth, because it's dirty. It needs it. That's so cucky. Gross. Needs some love, okay? So, if you want that one, it needs a little love. We're gonna go $5 start on this one. 2 minute, $5. And then tomorrow I'll just have a whole little pile of some like $2 to $5 druzy pieces or $1 to $5 druzy pieces with numbers for people to buy. I know we didn't do numbers tonight. It got weird. That's why I went mostly auctions. But everyone was pretty civilized. Not pretty. Everyone was fully cooperative and civilized about all the purchases and stuff, so it didn't become an issue where numbers were really needed at any point. Soul going for the 5. Interesting, Jackie. Yeah, I wonder if it's a cold water agate. It's gorgeous. I do like it. Yeah, I'll put together some other little auction lots and stuff maybe for tomorrow as well. Maybe a couple little Herkimer lots with some little last little ones that I have sitting around. Or if I break some more out of my rocks in the morning. I was debating going outside and annoying my neighbors by smacking some rocks with some hammers and seeing how long it takes till someone gets annoyed. Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, there you go, Soul. Congrats. No contest. I'll clean that up before I send it to you. Okay. I hate to say it, but I thought I was going to try and go till midnight, like I said multiple times, and I don't know, we got kind of close. We're at 2 hours. I just had a wheel for a second. I got worried that it kicked me off. But I think we're good, right? Yeah, I'm over on, I see myself on my laptop. Okay. I got really worried. Anywho, it's 11:25. I think I might call it. I will get back on. We'll do coffee and rocks tomorrow. I haven't been doing it. Yeah, no reason really. Been playing with rocks. Is it a wheel for you, Gems? Oh no. Hopefully. Hopefully not. But yeah. I hope you all have a great rest of your night. I appreciate everyone and all of your purchases and auction participation and all that. It is greatly appreciated. I like to, yeah, thank everyone who made it possible for me to go to Herkimer in the first place. Through y'all being here and supporting my channel. That's the only reason I was able to get back. Honestly, like without all of you, my Patreon donators and everyone making purchases in my lives, I would not have gotten back to Herkimer. So it is also thanks to all of you that I was able to bring you these herks. So don't just thank me, thank yourselves, thank each other. It is, you know, because we have such an awesome community that does what y'all do, that I'm able to do what I do and share it. But with that in mind, we are going to be moving. There's going to be a lot going on where I'm not going to be doing as much lives over the next few months as we move. But I will be live in Utah for a huge sale from Jean's house. I think everyone in the live here right now knows Jean supplied me with a large amount of very cool rocks from Utah, a lot of which I still have. Not a lot of which, some of which I still have. A few spheres and large rough of like blanket jasper and the root beer calcite and some other things. Anyway, if anyone wants any of that, let me know because a bunch of it's getting all packed up this next week and heading back to Utah and back to Jean's house. And come September 15th, I will be in Utah and I'm going to meet up with Jean at some point. We're going to go do a few rockhounding trips, go look for some goodies, and then do a live stream from his house all day one day and do live sales. Yeah, it'll be a blast. But then there's going to be a big gap with a few weeks where I'm not doing any sales or anything, maybe even over a month, until I get set up in California. And then I got to get, try to get back to my old job, back to what I used to do out there, and try and get back into a career and try and run my own store. When I left, they told me I'd get my own store when I come back. So when I go back, try and get my own store maybe. See how that goes. And yeah, not a crystal store. No, it's a coffee shop. I used to work for a great coffee company that said I get my own store when I return. And I'm going to hold them to it. Anyway, I managed for them for like 6 years, and they were a great company to work for. And I do look forward to returning and using that to support myself while I'm in college, as well as hanging out with all of you, selling cool rocks. But once we move to California, it's not going to be so much about the selling anymore. I'm going to try and get back to the polishing and selling my polished stuff, but it's not going to be so much about like doing lots of sales like this. We're going to leave that to Kyle, let Kyle do his sales thing. This was, not a means to an end for me. This was just to support me a little bit while we were in between things in New York, and I was in between jobs, and DoorDash just was not treating me well. But this is not what I want to do forever on YouTube. I want to learn. I want to bring what I learned to all of you. I want to share that education, share my love of geology, share my love of knowledge, interplanetary geology, Earth geology, all of it. I want to share that stuff. I want to bring that to everyone. And I would like, in a year or two time, to see my channel be something very different than it is now, which is heavily focused on the educational aspect, as well as still a lot of rockhounding. Will always be rockhounding and lapidary, but I really would like to get more focused on the educational stuff. It will, I think, fulfill something that I will be lacking by not teaching, because I've decided not to teach as I wanted to do. For most of my life, I wanted to teach, and I don't anymore for various reasons and whatever, which we won't get into here. But my love of teaching has been mostly destroyed. Except for in these kinds of fashions. I can handle it like this, but a classroom full of kids I don't think I could actually take for, a couple reasons, but yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be interesting to see my channel hopefully grow into what I want to see it become. I started as gaming, and then gold panning, and then rockhounding, and then lapidary, and then crystal sales. I would really like to rewind and get back into lapidary and rockhounding. I've still been doing a little bit of it, but just not enough. And, I would like to consider the rockhounding and educational aspect my roots. And being that my name's Rooted Rockhound and I wanted to reattach my roots in nature with this whole channel thing, I want to keep it at that, or return to that idea. But yeah, I'm rambling. I wanted to get that out. These are thoughts I have all the time, and I thought I'd share them with all of you, and thought most of you would maybe find a bit of that interesting. So, I gotta read a few of those comments, because as I rambled, I was trying to skim them, and I missed a few there. Hated middle school kids, but elementary and high school kids were good. Yeah, and it's unfortunately changing quite a bit, and I have friends who teach, I know people who teach, and I watched what my teachers go through in college, and one of the most upsetting things this last year was seeing all of these 19-year-olds who were raised on TikTok being such a huge part of their life right now. Like, there was multiple times I thought fights were going to happen in class because kids are yelling at each other like, turn off your phone. I mean, unfortunately, anyone who's watching this, hey guys, if you're from my planetary geology class, or even any of my other classes from Suffolk Community College, and you're still watching my channel, thanks for watching and lurking. I made quite a few awesome friends at the community college this year, but a few of you, if you're still watching my channel, may remember when I got up and yelled at one such student more than once in one of my classes, because unfortunately he kept playing very loud like TikTok videos and stuff, and my teacher couldn't hear it, and he'd be sitting just a few desks behind me and scrolling through videos, and I'm trying to listen to her, and all I can hear is rah, 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 ha, 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 on his videos in the back, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And like on more than one occasion, I couldn't take it, and I stood up, I was like, hey man, look, door's right there, get up, walk out the door and leave the class if you don't want to hear what the teacher has to say. But the rest of us are paying a lot of money, and it's not my parents' money, it's my money. And I am paying my money to be here, and I'm losing my education right now because all I can hear is your TikTok. So get out of the class. And like a couple kids are like, I got an applause. But that's become all too regular. And I see that constantly, even in college now. People are paying thousands of dollars of tuition to throw it away and be on their phone. And I can't. As a teacher, I would go nuts if my students were sitting there on their phone playing TikTok videos or YouTube videos or Instagram video, whatever. I'm not singling out TikTok in this situation. It's just what I chose to use. But that was one of the huge factors that broke my love in the education system recently. Ugh. I like to tell myself, and my partner tells me, if I taught at a very nice university, that wouldn't be an issue. It's because I was at the community college. I like to think that's the truth, but the more I talk to other people who teach and the more I hear it, it is unfortunately becoming a norm where people are just they don't have a filter. A lot of us, are, for lack of better words, being transformed by social media. I mean, look at this. I am staring at a phone with a mess of rocks behind me, essentially as my girlfriend sees it, talking to a wall all night for 213 minutes here, it tells me. It's a little weird. And it took me a bit to get used to doing this, and I recognize it's super weird. The social media generation and stuff, it's different, and it is changing how we interact with people and how we go about our day-to-day lives and everything that we do, how we share information, unfortunately in sometimes bad ways and not always good ways. But it's also changing the attention span and how people react and how students are going to learn. And I like books, I like chalkboards. I don't want to do a digital age learning. And as we progress into a digital age, I find myself not wanting to be a teacher who even wants to use technology. If I'm going to teach geology and history, I want to do it old school, and I want just books and chalkboards or whiteboards. It doesn't have to be literally a chalkboard, whiteboard and books. I want handwritten essays that kids are writing in a class period, not going home and using ChatGPT to cheat on their essays. That was another thing. In one of my classes I just took, 3 students in one class period. In one class period that I was in, 3 students were expelled from my college for using ChatGPT to write their college essays. How dumb do you have to be? Like, they didn't even proofread it was the best part. The teacher told me one of them and showed me the examples, and there was no logic to it. The AI uses buzzwords, and it's like, oh, I'm going to use all these buzzwords from this subject and throw it in and try and make it make sense. But it doesn't. It's nonsensical. And if you actually know anything about the subject and read it, what the AI tries to write, illogical, nonsensical gibberish. And they just use a lot of proper grammar and sentence structure and buzzwords to make you feel like it's real. And a student skims it and they're like, cool, ChatGPT just wrote my essay. And then they got expelled and lost all of their parents' money on all the tuition and progress they had made so far. And when you're expelled in that kind of situation, it's not even easy to get into any other school again after that. Because that's a dishonorable expulsion, and it's going to be on your permanent record. So, yeah. AI, technology, it's ruined the way I want to teach, and my trust in not having students cheat. And you can't trust that every student wants to actually learn and be a nerd like me, who actually sits there and is always the student in the front row of every class asking a million questions and taking notes on every single lesson. I've still got a bunch of my notebooks over here. I've got a couple stacks of notebooks, and I don't know. You never know when you might want to go back and flip through your chemistry notebook and be like, oh yeah, that's how that works. I don't know. Maybe that's just the really dorky me, but yeah. It is sad. Sad, not Saf. I figured you meant sad soul. Anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging out, listening to Professor Chris's rambles, and hearing a bit of how I feel on that subject these days. Yes, Jenny, it is. I feel for the kids too, who are, I'm unsure how I'm gonna feel in the next 5 to 10 years. It's gonna be interesting to see where we progress. I watch a fair amount of movies. I'm not against technology by any means. I love movies and games, and there are quite a few really good ones that touch on these subjects. And the idea of us becoming either super sedentary and controlled by an AI, such as Wall-E. Look at Wall-E. They're not the only one to do that story. It is a great story with a lot of terrifying truth behind it that just is, yeah, all too frighteningly real. Or even better than Wall-E, I think right now, one of my favorite movies that is becoming more real every year is Idiocracy. And if you have not seen Idiocracy, do yourself a huge favor, because Terry Crews is one sexy president in that movie. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. I had to. But if y'all like Terry Crews, it is not his best role, but it is one of my favorite roles that he is in. It is by no means one of his most intellectual roles or anything. In fact, I like him in Brooklyn Nine-Nine quite a bit better. He gets some good stuff in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But it is one of my all-time favorite roles of his. He is President Camacho in Idiocracy. It is the year 2255, I want to say. 2250 or something. So it's like 200 years in the future from now. And yeah, the world is totally going to the crapper. They're feeding crops with Gatorade and can't figure out why no plants will grow. It's great. If you haven't seen Idiocracy, it's the best. It's got electrolytes. It's what plants crave. I missed Jem's long comment there. I gotta read it again. It kept popping up as I was trying to read it. So much text in chat. So many people don't know how to write paper sentences. Oh, and that's a whole other thing. I had a couple teachers who, in my last 2 semesters, made us handwrite quite a few papers. And I don't have the best writing. I just, practiced a little bit and got my writing back down. When I try, I can make it perfectly legible for other people and not just legible for myself. It's a skill you have to develop, legibility for others besides yourself. If it's so bad that you're writing and you can't read your own writing, if you go back to it months later, that's a problem. A lot of people are like, oh, I can read my own writing, it's fine. They write something real quick and it's hard to read, but they're like, yeah, I can read, it says that. They say that because they know what they just wrote. Show them that same illegible writing months later or even years later, see if they can read it. Chances are they're going to get a bunch of their own words wrong. So, yeah, no, that is a skill that is unfortunately being lost on the people, is handwriting gems. I will definitely agree with that one. Most definitely. The football player? Wait, he was a football player? I don't sports, y'all. I'm not a sports guy. Was Terry Crews a football player? Damn. He's been acting for like 25 years? Wow. That movie's so old. Yeah, I think Terry Crews has been acting for maybe 30 years then. So what, after he finished football, he went into acting? He probably got some, because he got commercial gigs. Because I've seen some of his really old commercials. And then from the commercials, he probably went to TV and whatnot. But yeah, makes sense. Yeah, Soul, and it's not your fault, or an uncommon problem. That is a product of the loss of handwriting skills, not just in America, it's the world over, but in American schools it is let go of a lot more, from my understanding and what I hear, depending on the country. Certain countries are huge on handwriting, and it is still 100% what you do, and computers are a privilege. I think it's funny because I look back to third or fourth grade. My elementary had a new brand new large computer lab installed, and they decided to every kid had to start taking a typing class, and we all were learning typing, and my teacher was so adamant that we needed to learn typing, but that most of us would not use it in our life, that most of us would continue to write on paper for the rest of our lives. And she's like, even when you get to college, you'll all write on paper. Obviously that's not the truth, and she didn't see what was coming, and she like, I mean, me being in third grade, I was born in 1990, so me being in third grade is not like ages ago, but it's also recent enough that she should have seen it coming. We were past Oregon Trail at that point. That was not the cutting edge of games and graphics. Okay. Gems, tell us your news, and then I'm gonna head out because I think we've had about 20 minutes of me rambling. So it's fun though. I like to hang out with y'all. I know I say I want to go when I'm doing the sales and stuff, and it gets like almost a little bit stressful. But as soon as I end the sales and start chatting and hanging out with y'all, it kind of becomes a little more manageable. Obviously, because I'm not stressing about anything. We're just having story time, so I can feel like I can hang out a little bit longer. But overall, I'm stuffy. I don't know if you guys can hear it tonight in my voice at all. I can hear it. I can feel it. I've tried very hard to focus on keeping my voice normal, but I feel like there's a little bit of this going on. And it's just my sinuses are completely plugged up from allergies, and it's bugging me. So I'm about done talking because I'm annoying myself. Yes, writing things over and over is a good memory tactic indeed. All right, I'm waiting to see Jems's special news here. I never had allergies my whole life until. Oh, I keep saying the last year, but I feel like now it's been almost 2 years. I think it's since we moved to New York. As soon as I moved to New York, started having allergies, but it was never an issue before that. Alright, Jem says, so the handwriting topic made me think of my 26-year-old and their writing stories. It was all by hand, notebook after notebooks, world creations, character creations, languages. I feel like you told me something about this, or at least have mentioned this before. Did it get published, or someone wants to pick it up, or he finished it? A series of books was finished and, drumroll, I don't know how long I can hold that. I didn't take a deep enough breath for that. I'm waiting for it. I don't know why, but every once in a while, I feel like right there in that little window, we're gonna see a face pop up. Some creepy guy's just gonna come and like look in my window and be like, I hear someone talking in there. Who is it? My kid graduated from college a year or two ago and being published. Congrats. Yes, I think you did tell me that, Gems. I swear you just told me that like a week or two ago? No? Or did I dream it? I have premonition-ish like dreams. I don't believe in that stuff yet. Somehow it happens to me. I just told Whitney too, I had a dream where I played the lottery and we won like $400 million, but I don't play the lottery ever. And she's like, well, you better go buy a ticket. And I didn't buy a ticket. But guess what? The lottery was $400 million and someone just won. And I was like, so should I have listened to my dream and gone and played the lottery? Or maybe I just had a dream through that guy's eyes and I was actually winning through his eyes, right? I'm kidding. Well, whether or not you told me about the publishing, you absolutely told me about his writings before. So maybe that was it. Maybe you just told me about the writings before. So, congrats. Congrats to your son. So yeah, maybe you just had mentioned the stories because we got talking about stuff and through our chats, maybe that came up. But yeah, very exciting stuff. Okay, well, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I would have won $600 at the racetrack decades ago, or something like that. But yeah, I will see y'all in the morning. I don't sleep a whole lot. It's about midnight now. I'll probably be in bed by 1. Usually after these things, I take a while to wind down. I'll go watch a TV show, have a little dessert or something, and yeah, pick it up in the morning. Message you all on Discord, so remember, check out the Discord if you want to see more information and catch when my lives and videos and everything are going to be. I always post that information on Discord more than anywhere else. I'm bad about posting on Facebook or even ahead of time on YouTube itself. So be sure if you're watching this in the future, you jump into our Discord chat if you're not already in there. And yeah, thanks again to everyone. Thanks to all the Patreon members and channel members. Y'all are awesome, as well as just everyone in the community who's always here. But I will see y'all in the morning. Bye.